is taking care of us.
Ain't that something?
Call to meeting. That should be another. Not shalom, nerd. Ready?
Yeah. Let it go. All right, we could let it roll. But we can do it. Yeah, come on, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Sabbath, y'all, as we get about our Abba's business today. We're going to get right to it, y'all. Ain't going to tarry no further.
All right, family. We're going to get this opening prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission. And it's in the name of his only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know him as Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms,
Read.
in the 42nd chapter,
Yes, sir.
it reads,
Bring it
as the hart panteth after the water
out.
brooks,
Glory.
so panteth my soul after thee, O Yah.
Yes, sir.
My soul thirsteth for Yahweh,
Yes, sir.
for the living Elohim.
Yes.
When shall I come and appear before Yah?
Yes, sir.
My tears have been my meat day and night, while they say continually unto me, where is thy God?
Right.
When I remember these things, I pour out my soul in me. For I had gone with the multitude. I went with them to the house of Yah, with the voice of joy and praise, with a multitude that kept holy day.
Yes.
Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted in me? Hope thou in Yahweh,
Yes, sir. Yes.
for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance.
Yes.
O my Elohim,
Yes, sir.
my soul is cast down within me. Therefore will I remember thee from the land of Jordan, and of the Hermonites from the hill Mizar.
Yes, sir.
Deep calleth unto deep at the noise of thy waterspouts.
Yes, sir.
All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me. Yet the Most High will command his loving kindness in the daytime,
Yes, sir.
and in the night his songs shall be with me,
Yes.
and my prayer unto the Elohim of my life. I will say unto Yahweh my rock,
Yeah.
why hast thou forgotten me? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy?
Yes, sir.
As with a sword in my bone,
Yes.
mine enemies reproach me,
Yes.
while they say daily unto me, where is thy God?
Yes.
Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in Yah,
Yes.
Yes.
for I shall yet praise him,
Yes.
who is the health of my countenance
Yes.
and my Elohim.
Yeah.
Hallelujah! Say that!
Yes, sir. Once again, y'all, all praises to our Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, the King of Kings. So, y'all, before we get started with today's lesson, the letter of the law explained. So we need to get this cleared up, y'all. This subject matter came up just rapping with a young ark out of Indy, young ark Dennis Yisrael. And he said that them camps was throwing them curveballs, trying to hold you to the letter of the law. You know, if it say that, you can't waver left or right. So we get some clear understanding that because it's definitely a priesthood issue. But before we do, just want to send shouts out and condolences to our big brother Benny Yahoo, his son Michael that came out to Tabernacles with us. His mother passed, so just condolences to the family.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And also, Benny Yah, thanks for the lighter kit. Y'all see how the menorah looking, don't you?
Yeah.
Also, shouts out, continue prayer requests for the house of Uriah, Sister Hananiah.
Yes, sir.
Also, continue prayer requests for Agdad and his wife Yisraela. Also to Imal Naomi, y'all, who had full recovery, y'all, with her knee surgery. So all praises to the Most High. She had to go into Tel Aviv and get that procedure done, but it was a one-day procedure, man. She out walking around. Yes, sir. And also to the house of Andre and Luciana. She's doing real well. There's no sign of any issue that she was having in her body. So all praise to the Most for that. And also to our brother and our brother Floyd Hill. His uncle had a stroke a couple days ago, or yesterday. So just want to send prayers up for that family. And also to our sick and shut in, our brother Todd Shepherd. Anybody I'm missing?
Yeah, my cousin Lynn Day.
Lynn Day.
He in stage 4 cancer.
Oh.
They gave him a week to live.
Ooh, boy, 1 week. Ooh, boy, that's terrible. Yes, sir.
Mama Barb and Papa Morales.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, yeah, no doubt. Emo Barb, and she's back again. And our elder mister, full-fledged. Having us now. Almost got the Negro disease. We done ate so much early. Getting sleepy up there. Yes, sir. And also to our elder Judah and his wife Tashiba as they continue their journey, on recovery. So y'all, I hope we got everybody, and just shouts out to our family that continue to support the ministry and the radio station. Y'all, thank y'all so much, because we wouldn't be able to do it without y'all support.
That's right.
And just thanks to everybody, our committees, our family, for all y'all do. What you got, sis?
For all of the Sunday worshipers, the other sheep that are not of God's fold, standing firm and bragging about the wrong day that they worship on, for you all, elders. Also for Karen Graham, whose daughter was just killed in a car accident.
Sorry to hear that.
And,
So hate to hear that.
yeah, this all,
And getting out here.
all of us need prayer.
And y'all be careful, y'all, too, because it's supposed to be some cannibal flare, they call it, a cannibal sun flare. It's supposed to cause a lot of problems for the internet tonight and your cell phone. So if y'all experience anything, that's where they say it's coming from. But probably just another test to verify if they got a lock on everything to shut it down at their will.
One world government.
Yeah, one world government, absolutely. So with that, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get right to it. What you got, Imam? I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say to what Mrs. Karen was saying, if they don't know that Shabbat means Sabbath.
Well, and like you're saying, because you have to understand that's organized religion. So it's led by commandments of men.
Right.
So it's a difference that from the law of the Most High. So, and that's one reason they fight the letter of the law, because it's not explained by the preacher to them, because the law is pushed to the side, because law, its actions create judgment.
That's right.
And that's what nobody wants to deal with. It's Judgment Day. You can wish it away all you want, but it ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So this nation is giving you good practice to get you in line for the final day of judgment, because they are challenging your consciousness every day with what you type on your cell phone.
That's right.
And what you can't get back once you hit sin. We're going to have to really start to think, y'all, before you hit sin or what come out of your mouth, y'all, because it's going on lock, and then they'll store it up in the cloud to bring it back on you. See, and y'all have to understand, like how they're doing now with this Me Too movement and different things. If you did anything, rubbed up on anybody the wrong way 20 years ago, it's coming back, y'all. They're bringing everything back to the forefront. Stormy Daniels is handling Donald Trump, and it's rough what's being said that was taking place in those rooms.
Yeah.
And that pair of tighty whities he had on, she was breaking down.
Yeah, they said she was
Great, it don't matter, so they still gonna be president.
Right. Yeah. So,
Well, we all sinners. God loves Donald Trump just like he does Biden and Obama.
if they obey the word of God.
The point is, we pray for them because we were once God's enemies also. But
Absolutely,
also,
we can't never forget.
regarding the social media, that once I hit the word sin on as many people as God has put on my heart, 400, 3 times a day and
Yeah.
stuff like that, that once the message is sent, it's just like Paul.
Well, as long as you are sure with the message you send, all we're just saying is be careful that it's nothing you completely persuaded in your own mind that whatever they would do with that message, they can't condemn me. And that's what we're speaking of, condemnation. So that's why we're going over the letter of the law today. You got to be explained or be able to explain everything you're saying or talking about the word of the Most High. That it fully can be explained that the condemnation don't come back on the word of God. We're a whole different subject. Yeah, we sinners, no doubt about it, but when you can't represent the Most High and you say that's what you're doing, we can't ruin this brand name, y'all. This is brand name.
Right.
This is high end.
That's right.
This top of the chain. Ain't nothing else coming in between this. Ain't nothing else above this. See, everybody else will acknowledge that their doctrine has flaws in it, but not this one. How they try to find a flaw is they try to find a flaw in you
Right.
and make you fail the test. Like you always hear people say, well, I don't read the Bible no more because my preacher. Your preacher ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. It was written before he was born. His bad behavior shouldn't make you quit.
And study to show
You know,
yourself
that'll let you know absolutely not
about your
to
own salvation.
have respect of persons, and that's the problem. You can't have respect of person and write it off that my preacher tricked me. You know, because the script say be not deceived. So that means it's trick proof. Now you want to be a trick, get out there and stump on them brake lights and send that Morse code so they'll run out of the alley if you want to be a trick. But right here, what you got, Noah?
Man, I got something funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know, women that go to church, Christian girls,
Yeah.
they go to pastor more than their husband, man.
They doing what?
They loving their pastor more than
Oh, absolutely, because that's the way it's taught in organized religion. Y'all got to understand they're not being told this is about nations and promises and laws and statutes. They've been told about what feels good to you. If that feels good, do it.
Right.
If that's what your preacher say it feels good, then do it. And we have to understand, y'all, why they believe it's on Sunday is like why we believed it's on Sunday. Is because that's the day that nobody really go to work.
Right.
But, you know, we learn a lot of things without double checking. Now, we may have heard that some people went to church on Saturday, but we said they was crazy when we was in the world. They crazy. Who go to church on Saturday?
Yep.
You know, but this is the flip side of that, y'all. Y'all got to understand how crafty the devil is. What day don't the preacher work on? Today. Is he keeping the Sabbath? I'm just throwing something out there, y'all. Just making you think.
Right.
Is he just working on the first day of the week? The problem is he can't call that the Sabbath, and that's the problem. We can worship 7 days a week. We just can't call the first day of the week the Sabbath day. Neither can we call the new moon the Sabbath day, because it's not. It's the new moon.
Right.
It's bringing us into the month so we keep up with our feast days, and that it. But the sun controls our weekly Sabbath. Under no circumstances is it any other way. You all right back there, Imam? Okay. So y'all with it, y'all, we're going to get right to it. The letter of the law explained. Our one and only high priest, the son of the everlasting Father, the King of Kings, who's the high priest after the order of Melchizedek. He brings forth the law to every male, female, rich, poor, free and bond, Jew and Gentile. So to get this understanding how powerful this individual is to carry the word of his Father and represent his name. and keep a good name of his father. Y'all understand what he's saying? Ain't never had to worry or anything about the Messiah saying you done ruined your father's good name.
Right.
No, we've done an excellent job of that so far with our carnal behavior. So y'all, let's get it started right off. 2 Corinthians chapter 3. We're going to read that chapter and we're going to get into some good understanding. Then we'll get into why people say the letter of the law or don't move on the Sabbath. You better not turn that stove on. You better not change that baby pamper. You better not. The letter of the law. If we went by that, everybody would be condemned. There's something that's called principles that we're going to get into. And principles don't supersede law. Nothing supersedes law. Nothing. Everything else works around the law. It's not going anywhere. You can't judgment the law away. Or you can't, in any way, shape, or form, bring up another topic to move the law to the side. Where you all going? Okay. Let's get it, y'all. 2 Corinthians chapter 3.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 3, and verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Do we begin again to commend ourselves, or need we, as some others, epistles of commendation to you, or letters of commendation from you?
Yes, sir.
Ye are our epistle written in our hearts, known and read of all men. For as much as ye are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Hamashiach, ministered by us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living Elohim.
What is it written with?
With the Spirit of the living Elohim. Not in tables of stone, but in fleshly tables of the heart.
Y'all understand that? Just because you have the 10 Commandments written on a piece of paper or stone and you got them over your doorway, but if all hell is breaking loose in there, then they ain't written on your heart.
Exactly.
See, you have to, what you're reading at 10, you have to put them in here or up here is what we're talking about so you know them. You're going to have to leave home, ain't you? You're going to have to take them with you everywhere you go, and they have to be up here at all times, everywhere you are, because people are watching. And not only that, the average person is on camera 600 times a day with all of the cameras that's up. Minimum 600 times a day you're on camera. So you got to walk circumspectly, y'all. You got to always be in mindful of who may be watching me. But when you understand the process and when you know who your Redeemer is, you wouldn't care how many cameras up there.
That's right.
The problem is you can't get comfortable with the cameras up there because you'll go back to your bad behavior. Like people beating up children in the daycare workers, throwing them around. You seen them videos, you know what I'm saying? The camera is there, but they've got so comfortable, their behavior has overrode where the cameras are positioned.
Right.
They get overrode and they just act like they don't even exist anymore.
Right.
And then when they bring them before the judge, they trying to say, well, that ain't really how I am. Well, if this ain't really how you are,
Shit, I
hate to see when you get in a bad mood. Go ahead, bro, get some more.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
And such trust have we through Hamashiach to Yahweh.
Yes, sir.
Not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of Yahweh.
That's how we live, y'all. It's the only way to live because tomorrow ain't promised to us.
Right.
You can't trust in yourself. How you gonna tell yourself, I'm gonna live till I get tired and I'm gonna die when I feel like it?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse,
Holler dog.
Yeah.
I won't be back.
Yeah.
Verse 6. Who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth.
What does the letter do?
The letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life.
And what this is meaning, it's not saying the law kills, but what it does is, if you have to keep having it posted for you, it's going to be a problem. It's like driving a car or anything. Do they have to have signs the whole route you're driving? You know what I'm saying? Or just, it's got to eventually come up here where no one has to hold your hand anymore. Y'all, all of these man-made doctrines and commandments of men are hand-holding doctrines. You have to return to an individual and say, what I'm supposed to do next? Was I supposed to do this? Y'all, we got to be fully persuaded in our own mind, because when this individual hit this earth who opposes everything the Most High has to say, that's when you're going to truly be questioned. And ain't nobody going to be around in that hour when they questioning you. You're going to have to make a decision. You ain't going to get no blur like on First 48. You know that blur they have right there, where they can't see your face, you know. And that deep voice, too, like that one comedian said, I said I never really know nothing about it. I didn't do that. You sure you didn't, Keisha? Yeah, I'm sure.
And they answer the real name.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Keisha had a rough voice.
Boy, rough voice. Go ahead.
Verse
Really
7.
key. Yeah.
But if the ministration of death, written and engraven in stones, was glorious, so that the children of Israel could not steadfastly behold the face of Moses for the glory of his countenance, which glory was to be done away, how shall not the ministration of the Spirit be rather glorious?
So more powerful, y'all, on a sinless one, taught by a sinless one. How more glorious, bro?
Exactly.
Moses had a couple issues, and we couldn't stand to look at his face. Now we're talking about one blemish free. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
For if the ministration of condemnation be glory, much more doth the ministration of righteousness exceed in glory.
That's right.
For even that which was made glorious had no glory in this respect, by reason of the glory that excelleth.
So basically it's saying you got a schoolmaster. If it's this much glory on that gets us kind of in line and give us our direction, how much more the glory would be that gave that direction? Only for temporal till you can get to this point. You understand what I'm saying? We're just giving you this knowledge. We're teaching you your ABCs to bring you up to this level, and then you'll really get to see and sing the song, the true song. You know, not as you sang as a kindergarten, A, B, C, won't you sing with me? No, you'll sing the song of Moses. How I got over. How I'm on the other side. I'm in the kingdom. That song of Moses. Well done, servant. Enter in. That song we need to sing. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
For if that which is done away was glorious, much more that which remaineth is glorious. Seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech.
What kind of speech?
Plainness of speech.
None of that fast talking, used car salesman talk. Talking and talking over your head, and you just shaking your head like a parrot, like you know what they saying.
Right.
But inside you saying, I ain't got a clue what the hell you talking about.
Right.
We have to use plainness of speech. That where anybody of age, and what we're talking about age of accountability, know their responsibility, because as soon as a boy voice cracks or change, he into the law now.
Yeah.
As soon as a young lady finds or experiences that her flowers there, she's into the law now. At what age, whatever age that is, you're in the realm of accountability.
That's right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
And not as Moses, which put a veil over his face, that the children of Israel could not steadfastly look to the end of that which is about. But their minds were blind.
What were their minds?
Their minds were blind. For until this day remaineth the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away in Hamashiach.
Now, a lot of people think, he said, man, see, he's saying get rid of the law. He ain't saying none of that.
No.
He said get rid of it in the sense that you had to be re-educated on what this was, but it's going back to the beginning. We're just giving them what Adam had in the beginning, Melchizedek, the conscious law. Where you think out a problem before your hand moves, so you don't have to be convicted of what's written in stone. You separate it up here, and then what's written on stone don't have to be pronounced to you. And we're punishing you because of number 6 on the list. Well, if you get rid of it up here, you'll never have to experience that. A well man don't need a doctor, do it?
No.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
But even unto this day, when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Most High, the veil shall be taken away. Now the Most High is that Spirit. And where the Spirit of the Most High is, there is liberty.
There is liberty, y'all. When we look up that, there's a certain level of freedom that we have to maneuver around the law, because if you run everything to the letter of the law, there's nobody will be able to stand.
Right.
You wouldn't even be able to stand under this law or the letter of the land. It's times you had to go to court and say guilty with an explanation.
Right.
See, but the law stands. We're not saying the law don't stand. What we're saying is minimize your problems. Like you hear Jacob always say, take no felony chances. Take no felony chances with this word. But there's going to be times that it's going to seem like, well, if I don't do this, then I'm guilty of that. Well, if you put everything in context like it's supposed to be, you should never feel that level of guilt.
That's right.
Because you cannot, like I say, under circumstances, make something pin you down, and then the law makes you hate it. And this is where organized religion is at. That's why they say, can't nobody do right, or can't nobody keep the law. See, it forces you to almost go into that curse in your mental, because you're thinking it's just too great for me to accomplish. It would be if you didn't understand liberty under the order of Melchizedek. If your ox fall in a hole on the Sabbath, you got to get him out.
That's right.
You got to call a tow truck. You got to do what you need to do to get him out. Because guess what? You ain't gonna be able to work the next 6 days of the week if your ox dead.
Yeah.
How you gonna plow? How you gonna feed your family, Lice?
If you ain't feeding the family, you're worse than an infidel.
So you say, well, I didn't violate, so Lord, you should take care of my family from here on out. I lost everything, my crops, everything when that fell in there, but I refused to call. Nobody didn't have to. It's ridiculous, y'all, because we have to look at the fact that the priests were blameless. And they worked every Sabbath. And you know why they had to work? Because of our rear ends wouldn't get it right. Forced them to work. So, y'all, we would really have to look at it. If the priests followed the law, everybody probably would be dead, because there would have been nobody to sacrifice for your sins.
Right.
But we gave it no thought or no mental understanding that we're causing animals to be wiped off of this planet by our bad behavior. So the Most High said, I'll send my son. I'll clear all of this up. Just believe in him. He's going to walk a perfect walk. If you find fault in him, then you can continue to do what you do. So since they can't find fault, they make up fault with the Most High now. We don't trust his word. He didn't put it in the hands of somebody that can tamper with it. Well, why would they tamper with a piece of it and not tamper with the whole thing?
Right.
It just don't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? But what it does is the only part they tamper with is God's judgment. And he put that in the hands of his son. So they hate him. What you got back there, Imam? I'm gonna get you. What you got back there, Imam?
I was just agreeing with you.
Okay, what you got, sis?
I was just thinking about how reckless these spirits and these people, the way they drive, they don't care about human beings, and then seeing animals smashed out in the streets, that if they don't care about human beings, they care even less even about the creation of animals that God created.
Well, they care more about those animals than they do human beings.
Not when they,
You know,
they smash them and keep
yeah,
running over
I'm
the
saying,
top
but if
of
they
them.
run out there, either you gonna smash you or they gotta go. That's a difference. Like if a squirrel run out in the street, I'm sorry. Yeah, he gonna get pancaked.
You'll be like that insurance commercial where the squirrels giving each other death.
Making you cry. But I understand what you're saying, sis. By no means, because we have law that you just can't kill animals at your own will. What you got, bro?
I was, with Sister Karen, I'm gonna pigtail on that.
Yeah.
I was with some guys at the shop where I hang out at, and, you know, they smoking. And, you know, I wasn't smoking, but I'm standing there.
Yeah.
So when I got ready to leave, and Brother Jake said, I was high as a cost of living, man. But one thing that really, I was high as the cost of living.
Yeah, you was up there then. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing was my pineal gland was open.
Yeah,
And I was seeing things that I wouldn't see if I was normal.
right.
And that's what's happening is these dudes smoking this weed, they open their pineal gland, they seeing things we do that we don't see. So you gotta understand this, that marijuana is taking them to a whole new level because they in the spiritual realm. Now, they
Right,
in the
and
physical
it's
realm.
what they're putting on it. See, they're lacing this stuff. Those that are doing that, that's opening up. They're lacing with ecstasy. They're lacing with what's that other one?
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl. See, it's the chemical part that they're lacing, because we have to be extra careful that we don't say what God say is a legal substance is causing us a mental breakdown. And it's not, it's what they're adding to. It's like tobacco. There's nothing wrong with tobacco. Tobacco is what those 13 chemicals called nicotine that they put on there, because they don't give you a tobacco red patch. They don't give you a nicotine, tobacco gum. They give you nica gum. What is it called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But all of the chemical stuff. But that's what happened. And what it does is taking a good product and they're trying to enhance it. And what they do is open up. And people have to be careful. That's why we're telling people you can't be a blunt monkey out here. You don't know what somebody will pass you. Go ahead, bro.
But this was amazing to me.
Uh-huh.
I didn't, like I say, I didn't puff.
Yeah.
I was standing there.
Yeah, second hand. Yeah.
But one guy standing here, one
Yeah.
here, and I'm like, they passing me around.
Uh-huh.
Hey, but I was, ooh.
But
And it could have been some of that new stuff, yeah.
It could have been some, because it was the same way when I was sitting at a partner's house and his uncle started smoking a dip.
Yeah.
A dip, yeah, that's marijuana dipped in PCP.
Right.
Dude, soon as they lit it,
That wet one.
man, it is like something hit my brain, man, and my body just hopped up and I ran straight out the door.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Uh-huh.
But I was driving down Union, man, and everybody blowing at me and gave me a finger. I'm thinking,
Yeah. But look, you have to understand what is quality does, and it's called the awareness, because it's a relaxer, but it's not to be used. This the kicker though, y'all. There's not one case
Not one.
in United States history that anybody ever OD'd or were put down by marijuana. Not one case on this planet
Not
of
one.
anybody dying from it or ODing. You'll go so far to where you'll just go to sleep, but it has never done anything to anybody that can say we got a report 10 people died the other day. Now, some people just can't mess with it. You stay in your lane. You understand what I'm saying? Some people can't drink. 2 beers and they pulling their clothes off in the middle of King's Highway.
Every man must know his limitations.
You got to know your limitations, everything in moderation. Some people can't even take a sip of whiskey or they turn into an Indian. Start running and killing. But all of these things are legal. If it's not legal for you, you have to back away.
That's right.
Like some people can take certain medicine, and some people can't take the stronger medicines. Weaker medicines do them 10 times more better than one that will really knock the pain out, because their stomach can't handle it. And that's why they tell you only do this for 5 days.
Right.
After this, you got to get rid of it. You cannot let it take over your body or different things like that. But you have to understand, there's nobody, the only thing you'll be addicted to is slothfulness if you put that in your way before you handle your business. Ain't no business gonna get done.
No.
You're gonna find yourself in every fast food restaurant line before work starts. Because it's gonna make you eat. And look, they're using it in hospital. It's the only thing that's the substitute for the hard stuff. The pain medicine, cannabis oil and different things like that. But Jay, the reason they got you, Eld, is because you ain't been around us. So, and whatever they must have had some thunder. That we got you.
Yeah, but I ain't when they smoking, I'm leaving.
That's a good thing for you, bro, because every individual, is different, and you have to know your limitation. That's why it tells us If it's somebody around like that, don't put a stumbling block before him.
Right.
If you know this gonna have him sitting at a stop sign waiting for it to turn green, then you have to pass when he's around. Y'all understand? That's the respect for your brother. That's what we have to do. If you around somebody, you know he had a problem with the bottle, then you just can't be toasting it up with him, and you know there'll be piss stains in the front of his pants an hour later.
Or
It's not that important, you know.
Or if he's a recovering addict, or
yes,
whatever,
sir.
and it'll push him to relapse or
Yeah.
anything, or him questioning the intents of Elohim because you're doing something that he don't see, he doesn't see as approval action, in
Or it
the
beat
eyes of
him
the-
up.
Right, and you know what I'm saying. So if it's causing confusion in his understanding, then wait till he's gone out of his presence to do what it is you do.
Yeah. Either if you can't do that, then that means you got a problem with it.
Right. It's become your God.
Yeah.
That you can't control. You can't control the, usage or non-usage. Of
Right. Gotta know, every man gotta know his limitations. And you gotta know what arena you in, because y'all, some people out here, when social media say this is the common thing, everybody will jump on that bandwagon. And they think you want to be on that bandwagon with them. And you got to stand your ground. And like Jay said, get out of there if that ain't for you, because it'll make you send you into a paranoid state. And that you don't want. What's that behind me? The police, you've been sitting at this stop sign for an hour, waiting on it to turn green. Somebody called and say they think something wrong with you.
You don't see them lights.
Yeah, what you got, sis? Did you have something?
I'm gonna use that one. I was just gonna say that this system, that's one of the reasons why they legalize everything, because if you can't beat them, join them, because people was growing dope in their basement, in their backyard, and that, like.
What do you
the
call
sys-
dope?
Huh?
What do you call dope?
What do you call dope?
Yeah.
I'm talking about marijuana.
That ain't dope.
No, but I'm saying
Okay.
that's what this system was looking at it as.
Right, absolutely.
Because they couldn't stop people from, even when you bought marijuana, it had seeds that you could plant
Yeah.
and grow more, so.
Well, they knew it was a healing herb.
But you can't beat them, join them. That's not the way the system was looking at it, the people that was using it.
Absolutely. Same with alcohol.
But the point that I was getting at is this system wants to control everything, but just like the cigarettes, then they put stuff on it to make it hard for you to stop. Now they're doing the same thing with the marijuana, legalizing it, and you see so many people even parked over on the gas station rolling marijuana and all of this stuff, not realizing that if they bought it from this system, then they don't realize that this system is putting stuff in it to make it hard for them to stop. And marijuana make you feel good, but it's like one thing leads to another. You want a different kind of high, then you go to a
Yeah.
stronger
Well, that
method
just
of
depends.
dope.
That all depends on the individual.
I mean, you
yeah.
speak in general, but
Yeah.
that applies to individuals.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they've created dispensaries now, they
It's so
found
you
a-
don't get that bad
Right.
back.
And it's also, it controls what's going on the streets, and it puts the street dealers out of business.
Yeah.
But it also makes someone accountable if it is bad.
Yeah.
Right.
You can hold somebody accountable now. Whereas on the street, you couldn't hold
couldn't hold
nobody
nobody.
accountable.
No.
You know, because see, now they have to follow
Couldn't
laws
catch
and
them.
regulations.
Yeah.
And they have to state information
Yeah.
accordingly.
Yeah.
So now the things are controlled.
That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say,
However,
control.
you know, it don't stop the average street chemist from formulating his own
Boo-boo
and
is-
killing millions.
Right, because
You know what I'm saying?
they ain't
And who
no,
are you gonna hold accountable?
yeah,
Right.
cause ain't no dispensary putting water on weed. We
No,
do that.
They ain't gonna do that because now they're held.
Right.
They're
No,
being
I'm just
held
saying,
accountable.
in the sense that.
And so now, if you sell some bad product
Yeah.
to someone and they die,
Yeah.
their family can sue
Right.
that business
Yeah. You can't
for
see.
illegal activities.
Yeah. And see, and this how, like I said, so we understand exactly what you're saying, but this is how the government works. It tells you everything, every side effect of it. and then it leads it to free will.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to cure that cough, but you're going to have runny bowel. Your fingers are going to itch. The front part of your bangs going to fall out. All of that, do you still want it? And when you say freely, yes, I do. Give it to me. I'll deal with all of the other side effects. You know, I've been needing to get rid of this constipation. Any way you do it, but they list everything. Every pack of cigarettes say, these will kill you in the long run. So it don't matter what thing it is when they go. That's the problem. We don't read small print on the contract. We don't even read that when you go in to buy an item and the small print say there's no refund on this. And when you come back to bring it back, they're like, you didn't read the small writing. It's everywhere. So it's a responsibility, just like it is this word, to read every small fine print in it. Like you may say something is not a salvation issue. Every word in this Bible is a salvational issue. Yes, you can't pick and choose what you think God is going to save you back from. Genesis 1:1 to Revelation 22:16. Every word of it is salvation. So y'all, this is what we have to say. When you add, and that's why I say don't add or take away.
That's right.
None of it. What they are doing is saying, if you want to get rid of your problem, take this, but this is the side effects that may cause you a problem. So they're technically more righteous than the street dealer. Because the street dealer ain't going to tell you nothing. He just going to tell you it's that ooh-wee. What does that mean?
It means you close to death.
Right?
Look, because look, you know, from what I hear, when you go in them dispensaries, they have to explain everything for everything that they have on there. Like I say, it's a lawsuit. You'll shut them down. You'll own all the company. Yeah, your family may get the residuals, but they're not in the business to lose like that. And that's why they have to stop bootlegging. They had to stop it, y'all, because backdoor 200 proof liquor and no license, and you don't know how they're using that distillery. They may not be using clean. That's why every restaurant, they have ratings on it. Right. You know, you go in there and they got a rating of D. That ought to tell you it's death up in here.
Right.
They're cooking with salmonella and old lettuce that's been sitting out there. Like it's been out since last night. Go and put that in the salad bowl.
Right. They ain't with it too bad.
You know, that's why they have inspectors come in, the FDA, to check and see if you're clean. Have you cleaned this blade? Or you passing salmonella around back and forth, y'all. So as bad as it sounds, we ain't got no FDA regulating nothing for us.
Right. And then you'll also see anytime it starts affecting their population,
Yeah.
they move quickly to put something into place to save them.
Yeah.
So just like they become more dependent on these opioids and fentanyl, they dying at a high rate off of this
Sure
stuff.
is.
So guess what? Marijuana's been legalized. Narcan and all that stuff. Remember back in the 30s, they outlawed liquor.
Yeah.
Prohibition.
They didn't have a way to
Prohibition.
tax it.
You're right.
But a lot of white folks was dying off of it, too. So they like, sure, we gotta find a place, because they sneaking and doing it, opening up speakeasies.
Right.
And they getting paid.
Yeah.
The government is about getting money.
Yeah.
So they found a way to legalize it, and they have a seal on every bottle. As soon as you break that seal, that's their stamp. They get paid.
Yeah. And it's
So
called a
now they
seal.
found a way to tax the marijuana. So now there's dispensaries everywhere.
Everywhere.
And every city that has dispensary, their money
Is
has
backing up.
grown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Taxes.
Them taxes on in them dispensaries, boy. Now them cities, those little small cities, have money to play with now.
You know they can't take that money to a regular bank. They gotta have a certain bank they take that money.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Because it's coming in.
They
cash is
organize.
coming in.
They know what they doing. This
Yeah.
heathen ain't stupid.
No, he ain't.
He plots and plans things years in advance.
Yeah.
Before he comes out with it. Then he tries his prototype first. Then he goes full-fledged with it. When he knows it's money to be secured with this. They didn't like rap at first. Who owns rap now?
Yeah. Yeah,
They
sir.
thought rap wasn't gonna last 5 years.
Yeah.
Shit, it's the biggest big booming business now.
And they just turn it into chaos. But y'all, just to move on, we're gonna say this and move on, but I'm just speaking on tobacco. I'm not talking about cigarettes, I'm talking about tobacco.
Right.
I'm talking about, if you Wikipedia right now, do you know it was used to save drowning victims? And what I'm gonna say may throw y'all for a loop, but if y'all ever heard the term, don't blow smoke up my rear, that's where it came from. When you look at tobacco, a drowning victim, if he drowned and they tried mouth to mouth for a while, it didn't work, they had this long thing, looked like a horn. They would stick it up your rear end and blow tobacco smoke in there. It would stimulate everything and jumpstart your heart. And that bring people back to life. You can look it up right now. People brought back to life from tobacco smoke, blowed up their rear end. If you, because it's the same tunnel. You understand what I'm saying? From up here and down here, right. Your lips and your rear end are made out of the same skin. It's the same system. So if it don't work from this way down, they go back the other way.
Now, who tried it?
Got booty lips.
Well, yeah, who tried it first? But look, if you take laxative to get you up here, if it don't work, sooner they say we got to go the other way around. It's gonna loosen up then. Look, nurse couldn't get rid of. My dad said, if you can't get rid of that Miralax ain't working, he popped that glove, power. I'm gonna have to go the other way. The nurse said, I feel it coming down right now. Yes, sir. So, because it's the same path, y'all have to understand certain things the Most High put out here for a reason to handle these problems. The herbalist is certain things that clear your body of certain things. They just take it, put chemicals on it.
Right.
And that's what causes, right, what you got, Sister
I
D?
was just going to say, just a person that hasn't had a bowel movement for a long time, you can smell it through their breath.
Yeah, you can. Yes, sir. And that's why they may need a little tobacco smoke on the other end. You know? I'm just saying, but y'all Wikipedia the origins of it, y'all see exactly what I'm talking about and where the term come from. Don't blow smoke up mine. If you drown, and then that's the only way. Go ahead.
Boy, y'all killing me.
Go ahead, bro. Where you at, verse what?
I'm at verse 18.
Yeah.
This is the boy.
Yes, sir.
Be like dry.
And say that's what people say. Something dead inside of you.
That's rough breath, that boy.
Boy.
Verse 18. But we all, with open face beholding as in a glass the glory of the Most High, are changed into the same image from glory to glory. Even as by the Spirit of the Most High.
See, and y'all, and the only reason we're saying these things is because if you can't handle something as an individual and then say it's bad for everybody else, no, that was just bad for you if it's legal.
Right.
That's all we're talking about, legality. If it's legal of the Lord, then it cannot. He say that's good for you, but watch how you do it. Don't make it your life, because nothing anyone needs but bread and water. Whatever you get up in the morning and the first thing you grab, physical food, if it ain't bread or water, then that's become your substance of I should say, to get your day going, so to speak. And the only thing other than the Spirit of the Most High and His power to get you up and moving, the only thing that technically the body needs is bread and water. Because you know why? If you go to the penitentiary, they cutting all them other substances off. And the only thing they're going to give you to survive, bread and water. Oh, but can I get what Lil Willie and them, just call him, he know what I likes. No, Lil Willie is out the picture now. Bread and water, and slide it under there to you, and it will sustain your life. So it's letting you know that's all the body needs to live, because you weren't born with the other stuff that you had. But bread and water must be had for the body to sustain itself. Everything else is an additive. It's for enjoyment or recreation. And you got to control your recreation, or your recreation will get the best of you. And that you can't have, because then recreation tells you don't go to work. It's fun out here. They don't you know they having recreation over there? Why would you go to work and make some money?
Because that's what paid for the recreation.
Boy, look at it. Galatians 2:16. Y'all, we're going to speed this up just a bit. And we know y'all have questions like this. This is why we're talking about the letter of the law.
All right, family, we're going to be reading in the book of Galatians, chapter 2, and start the reading in verse 16. Everybody there?
Catch up.
The book of Galatians, chapter 2, and verse 16.
Yes, sir.
Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahushua HaMashiach.
Yes, sir.
Even we have believed in Yahushua HaMashiach, that we might be justified by the faith of Hamashiach, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified.
See, by the works of the law, because anybody can do the law, especially if you got money. And you don't have no faith. You just saying, well, if I can buy my way out of it, if I can talk my way out of it, I'm good. The only problem is you can cross the line with anything and your money won't count no more. Willie P. Diddy. See, he's a billionaire. But his behavior of sex trafficking, they say, we don't care how much money you got. You cross the line.
Reduced to a piece of bread.
You see, now you're a piece of bread. Now you're rubbing your head together wondering what crime it is. They don't care what type of sex he having. He could be a trisexual.
Right.
He could try anything, an animal, a dog, a cat, a giraffe. They don't care nothing about that. A human being, what they're saying is you're crossing state lines with individuals and selling their bodies. So we don't care how much money you got, you're not going to buy your way out of this one. They told P.O. Cosby the same thing. Yeah, the same thing. So that's a common practice, y'all, that's been going on in Hollywood and them circles of doping. It's not the natural stuff. Most people in there that just do they're dropping pills in drinks. This has been going on in Hollywood for 100 years now. Dropping the pill and the synthetic.
Yeah, it's new because there's a video you can see of Shirley Temple, the little white girl with the curls. They interviewing her when she's still at that age where she was still making the movies, and she talks about how her and her mother were called to. She was working for, I guess, Fox something. Well, anyway, they were sending her over to MGM. Say her and her mom went to MGM Studios for an interview in the morning. Say when they got there, they were separated. Mom went to one office, she went to another. Say when she go into the producer's office, say, oh boy, bucket naked. Say she busts out laughing as a little girl. She's like, this girl like 9, 10 years old. Say she's bust out laughing because she say it was the funniest thing she ever seen. Say the dude got mad and told her to get the hell up out of his office.
Yes, sir.
But what I'm saying is this was going on way back then. Pedophilia stuff been happening.
Yeah.
They've been raping them children.
Yes, sir.
You know, but she was stating this back in the 50s.
Yeah. She
in the interview.
And laughing like that.
And she shamed him. He pissed him off.
It
pissed him off. He put her on his office. And say, but when she met up with her mama in the lobby, say the mama got done the same way.
Yeah.
Say, well, they walk into the car. Say they usually, when they walk to the car, they usually have them talking. Right. Say this time they both quiet. Say when they get to the car, she asks the mama, what's wrong? And she started telling her what happened to her when she went into dude's office. Say her mama said, yeah, the same thing happened to me. Say he was naked too.
And y'all have to understand that's the ultimate goal. It's not these side items. It's those side items to get you to fornication level, to break the law of God concerning, because this is a marriage covenant. This is about a marriage covenant. So that's what they're trying to do, to get you to break that covenant, because everything leads to the mansion party. No matter how rich you can get all the boats and mansion, but it's the orgy that they need you at. Yep. That's where they need you at with all your billions. we need you at this location because this is the ultimate goal anyway. All these side things, weed and drinks and all that, that's to get you right here to the level of fornication.
Get your conscience stuff.
This is where we need you to be immoral. The bed defiled. That's where we want you at. That's what the Most High hates the most. Because he looks at it like a marriage covenant. We need to get you as raunchy as possible. And the drugs that they're giving you now, that ecstasy and all that X stuff, it makes a man, he don't know the difference between man or woman. It's just exciting. He's like a dog, he's like an animal. It's just instinct now. A man walk in the room, he's ready to hunch on his leg. See, those are the drugs that lead to now. He's hooked up with a transvestite, and he's trying to fight it, but the dope that's in him, that put in him because he went to the mansion party, he can't fight it off. And guess what? They done filmed it like.
Yeah, and that's what baits them in. That's how they blackballed into doing everything they do. Because they got them on film. Because dude was saying it on some it wasn't Drink Champs, but it's like where they sit in a barbershop and they discuss these cats. And dude he said that's what they do. They see who really hungry for fame.
Yeah.
And they try them out. You know, first they'll send a little transvestite at him.
Yeah.
See if he'd go for that. Then they send them to parties and everything. Say they get them drunk or they get them high. They slip them a Mickey.
Yeah.
He said by the time dude wake up the next day, he don't know why he feeling a certain way and everything, but they got film on him.
Yes,
they call him to a meeting. Look here, this is the deal we want to make with you.
Yeah.
And they cut him the worst deal that they can offer. Dude don't want to accept it, but then they bring out the videos and the photos. You don't want to accept this deal? Well, check it out. You don't accept this deal, this is what we gonna do.
That's what they did to Big Men.
Yes, sir.
And say now he's doing everything because the last thing he wanted is that information to get out. Because his homie saw him, he was straight. Not no more. You compromised.
Right.
See,
and then compromising positions.
And that, look, y'all, what we're talking about starting the Garden of Eden. Why would the devil change?
Right.
That's where it started.
Right.
That's what happened in the Garden of Eden. That type of talk got them to that level because the first command, be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah.
Well, I need to alter that, how you get fruitful. And that's what happens. And he started feeding his doctrine. It's his ultimate goal. I'll give you the yacht. I'll give you a country. But I need you at that mansion party. That'll show your allegiance to me. Because you're going to see some people in this room, and then you're going to go to the next room. You're like, oh, is that the mayor? And then you go to this room and you see that individual, and then they say you can't say nothing to nobody. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? Because it's not about money. Money don't mean anything anymore. When they give you $1 billion, they don't care about money. They need to capture your soul. What they can control you with. I'm so scared if y'all put that out on me, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, that's something else, man.
Yeah, you know, so y'all, we ain't going to belabor that, but we just want to understand. Do anybody ever done a study on mandrakes that's mentioned in the Bible? Do y'all know what mandrakes will do to you? Huh? Do y'all know the root will kill you? But the Lord says legal, and Solomon used it, and it was an aphrodisiac. Not only that, but it was like a fertility drug that women took when they were barren and couldn't have children. When Rachel couldn't have children, she took Mandrake. And she had her firstborn son, Joseph, who Jacob loved. Solomon had the smell of Mandrake in the temple. It say you couldn't get 2 blocks from the temple, and it was flooded with the smell of Mandrake. But guess what? Its root was poison.
It's the apple of it, because it was like an apple. It was like a fruit, and you couldn't eat that apple part. It was poison.
Yeah,
like a turnip.
The drugstore that used to be on Union and Page used to sell Lydia Pinker. Lydia Pinker was only for women to build them up so they can have babies.
Yeah.
I wonder what Mandrake
It could have been.
Could have been an extract.
The extract of it, and they just pulled it right off the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it was in that area where we were,
Well-
and it was just building the women's system up so they'll.
And then that was still back in the time where they was still using them old home remedies and everything.
And y'all have to understand, sometimes like fertility drugs today they have that a lot of people take can't get burned. I mean, because they burn. What happens is that's where two-headed babies come from. That's where
Siamese twins.
Siamese twins and different things come from fertility drugs. And over in India, they take heavy doses of fertility drugs. And what happens is you'll have twins fused together because you're using an alternative source to promote conception. And these things will happen, y'all. So we want to be careful we don't tell anybody anything that's on the list that God say in the morning and the evening and it was good. We can't make it bad. If it got bad for you, then leave it alone.
Right. That's you.
But we can't make God's writing bad. You just had a bad experience. And your mind should tell you I can't go back down that road no more. Now if you beat on your chest and say, I believe I can take it. I believe I'm going to be the victor today. We can move on.
You running down the street bucket naked.
Yeah.
You was not the victim.
Yeah.
All right, we're back in the book of Galatians, chapter 2, and we're at verse 17.
Yes, sir.
But if, while we seek to be justified by Hamashiach, we ourselves also are found sinners, is therefore Hamashiach the minister of sin? Yah forbid.
What it say?
Yah forbid. For if I build again the things which I destroy, I make myself a transgressor.
Absolutely.
For I, through the law, am dead to the law, that I might live unto Yahweh.
And all he's saying, y'all, is this. The things that supposed to say, don't do this, don't do that. I don't have to see that every day. Eventually, that's up here. I know I'm not supposed to do those things.
Right.
You know, you don't have to, Shalom, John, don't. You don't have to look at a child and know you ain't supposed to be looking at that child like you're looking at a grown adult.
Right.
You don't have to have that posted.
No.
Right.
No.
That's up here. That should be up here. Turn your eyes from that.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 20.
Yeah.
I am crucified with Hamashiach.
Yeah.
Nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Hamashiach liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of Yahweh, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of Yahweh. For if righteousness come by the law, then Hamashiach is dead in vain.
See, because you can do the law and still think wicked. Right. Because if it came down to just giving a turtle dove or different thing like that, you can manipulate your sin.
Right.
I can keep it turtle dove. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can continue to sin. As long as I'm paying the price for that sin, I'll do that for the rest of my life. I'll max out on that. But when Hamashiach came, he said, I'm not going to allow you to continue to put me on the cross.
No.
One and done. If you want them serpents to keep biting you, then you go right ahead. But it's one and done with Messiah. You must learn how to repent, to turn away from what's causing you trouble, to make you quit saying, look at you, you ain't nothing. Your ugly self, keep on doing this.
You gotta
I
grow
can't
up.
stand you. Well, you can cut all that out. And saying I can't stand you if you just get it up here. Up here is where it's at. Not once it take place, because once it take place, the baby already made, ain't it, like?
Yes, sir.
We're going to get into some James to make it more clear. But let's hit this last one, y'all, so we get some more good understanding. Romans chapter 2, verse 23 to 29. And y'all, we're going to get some a different understanding because the world like to make what the Most High say bad. We got people out here now saying, I know what the Bible say about that, but what I'm telling you is you shouldn't mess with it.
Anytime you hear that but, that means everything before that is BS.
Yeah. So y'all, we have to be extra careful with the word of the Most High, you know, and not go by the letter of the law. If it says something is legal and you can't handle it, and then you keep doing it, well, the Bible say I'm supposed to be able to do it. No, it didn't say that. It didn't say that. It just said it was legal for this reason. You may be using it for the wrong reason. You know what I'm saying, like?
Right.
Go ahead.
You said where we started at?
Romans chapter 2, we started about 23.
23.
Yeah.
Let's start at we started at 19. If that's
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna start at 18.
Yeah.
All right. Romans 2 and 18.
Yeah.
For the wrath of Yahweh is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness.
Where you at?
You
2 and 18?
Oh, I'm at 1.
Yeah. So you wanted to go back down to, yes, sir, you was about ready to roll. What you going back down to 23 now?
Yeah. Has no effect now.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the same effect.
Heck, that was right.
All right. Romans 2 and 23.
Yeah.
Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law dishonorest thou Yahweh?
So he's asking that question. You know, you talk about the law so much, but do you break it? You dishonor, don't that dishonor the Most High? Go ahead.
For the name of Yahweh is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written.
As it is what?
Written. For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision.
So what Paul is trying to explain here is that the situation with Timothy in Acts 16 chapter, they wanted, you got the Pharisees who saying Timothy need to be circumcised. And Paul say, why right now? And that's saying because every man of God is supposed to be circumcised, but you're putting the pressure on Paul to circumcise Timothy, who's at least 20 years old. He's already late. He was supposed to be circumcised at 8 days old. So why are you pounding the law on somebody that's 19 years, 11 months, and 23 days late already? And you're pounding the law like he just came out of the womb. He's already late. You understand?
Right.
So what do we do about the fix? How do we come to common ground with the fix? Because he's late. Do you know Moses, on the way to tell Pharaoh, let my people go, and he hadn't circumcised Gershom? And the Most High sent an angel. He said, go kill Moses. He hard-headed. How are we going to send him to Pharaoh, and all Pharaoh had to do is snatch the pamper off that baby? You come here talking noise, and this boy's got the blunt look. Get the hell out of here. Go kill Moses. But guess what? His wife Zipporah took a sharp stone and circumcised that baby on the way to Pharaoh. She said, thy bloody husband. You finna go take the law to Pharaoh and you in violation of the law? This is what it's saying, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't be in violation of the same law that you're telling people to quit. That's why the law was that if you stone somebody, you couldn't have a stone in your hand if you currently in court for the same situation.
Right.
If you got it going on, right, you in court for the same situation, you like, well, my court date ain't till next month, give me a rock. No, you had to opt out. You're like, no, man, I'm going to court too for the same thing. I can't get into this.
That's why Christ said he without sin cast the first stone.
Cast the first stone.
Because all of them that was finna cast the stone was all guilty of adultery.
Yes, sir. And look, not only that, but they say we caught her in the very act. So the law say if you catch them, kill both the man and the woman. Y'all just want to kill the woman. Where the man at? That's what we're saying. He won with the rock. He won them with the rock. He like, we need to put her out of misery. She finna mess up everything I got at home. Go ahead.
She was probably pregnant.
Yeah, boy.
What's so ironic about that is, you say Jesus took his finger in there.
Wrote in the dirt. Yes, sir.
Say, Terry, you know, oh, Jeremiah, you gotta get up out of here.
Yeah.
Dang, they touch you?
Yeah, get him out of here. Names on there, you hurry up and disappear. Look. And he didn't even see it. He just looked up. He said, where are those that accuse you?
Right.
She say, they all gone. He say, well, I can't accuse you either because ain't no witnesses now. But he said, go and do what?
Sin no more.
So he say, you guilty.
Right.
They was
But
all people
the
that
law
was right,
saved
they
you
saved.
because of how it's written. That's the only way you were saved, because of how it was written. Those that were condemning you was part of the crime.
Yeah.
So they can't condemn you. He said, and I can't condemn you either. So go. Don't do this no more. Don't get caught no more like this. Because it may not be that easy for you to get away. And she scurried out of there.
Yeah.
Phew. Let's get some more.
26.
26. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law,
If they do what?
if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision does transgress the law?
So he's basically just saying, look, you know the man was born uncircumcised. But if he's keeping the law, what problem do you have, or you just pointing out a shortcoming?
Yeah.
See, they look for fault.
Yeah, that's what they
You know, and we ain't never seen him. Y'all got any of the priests got him on there? Let's get it. Let's get him, because we know he ain't been circumcised. Well, if we circumcise him now, what do we do about the late part? How do y'all adjust for him being 19 years too late on his circumcision?
Right.
How do we adjust for that?
Right.
And they wasn't ready to talk about that because it's just condemnation. That's why I say the law is a curse. When people use it like a curse, they'll bring something back on you that is already past the point of no return, so to speak. So now we have to amend it. Like if we went by the letter of the law, the daughters of Zehoshaphat, they daddy. No sons, only daughters. What the law say, you got to have a son to pass your inheritance to. So should he be punished because he have no sons? No, it's something you doing. You ain't doing the right position or something.
Right.
Because you should have a son. Kill him. You understand? So amendment was made to that law. It kept the law like it's supposed to be, the inheritance passed from tribe to tribe. But it says this how it has to go. That daughter has, if she's a Judite, has to marry another Judite. And then the inheritance from your father could pass to then that offspring. But it's keeping the law. It just made a circle because of an individual. His seed kept coming up XX instead of XY. His chromosome. His offspring. That ain't his fault. And we've all heard of the techniques. Try this technique. Swing off the chandelier, jump off the dresser. You for sure gonna get a boy out of that. Stand on your head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. All them terms, Elisha. Let's get some more, bro. You finished that?
You doing all that shit. You ain't gonna have nothing but
Boy,
sore limbs.
Look here.
Verse 28.
That's why that boy threw Shirley Temple out of there. She said, you need a tampon.
Yeah.
You look like my little brother. What's it? Yeah, go ahead.
A baby brother.
Yeah.
28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly. Neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. And circumcision is that of the heart.
What is circumcision?
Of the heart. In the spirit.
In the what?
In the spirit. And not in the letter. Whose praise is not of men, but of Yahweh.
See, and this is what we're talking about, because non-messianics don't believe the Messiah. They get circumcised, but it's a waste of time.
Right.
You just cutting off skin you could keep, if you don't believe in the Messiah. Because who else taking care of your sins for you? Aaron, them gone.
Right.
So what you getting circumcised for? You might as well leave the skin there. You understand what I'm saying?
Fashion statement.
It's fashion statement. That's all it is, bro. But what we're saying is, if you don't believe in Hamashiach, it's a waste of time. However, your form of keeping the law, because it's all about him. It was about him since the garden. That's what Eve was told. A redeemer gonna come and fix this problem. So it's been way back since then. Abraham's promise before the tribes even got going was about this fix. Way before, he said he paid tithes in Levi, and Levi is his great grandson. How does that work? He says, oh, the program is already being set up for what's coming down the line. But you can't put the cart before the horse. You can't put the law before the promise in that sense. The promise works with the law, through Abraham's obedience to the law is what allowed the promise to come into play. He said, you love me. You truly love me. You've been loving me since you've been a little boy. I'm going to make a promise with you. Every child you had going to be blessed by me because of you keeping the law. And he was not circumcised. Y'all understand what I'm saying? 99 and went under the blade. But guess what, Hamashiach, how old was he when he got circumcised? 8 days. See, he fulfilled the law, every point of it to the letter, so to speak. Coming up under the order of Aaron. But when that veil rent, y'all, he prepared us in Matthew 5, which we're going to get to, y'all. And y'all going to see what the scripture is stating, because some of that, Paul ain't telling us to break the law. He's just telling you it's always going to be a situation a man or woman may find themselves in that the letter of the law may kill and put you out if you followed it just like it's written. Like, thou shalt not kill. Can it be war? You know, we got people out there now, other faiths saying, nigga, that mean war too. That mean if a man break in your house and say, I want your woman, get out the bed or I'm killing you, what you gonna do? I ain't supposed to kill it. I'm just gotta be like this and say, look, just be gentle.
Cuz didn't even make it the week, man. He passed today.
He gone, boy. See, they know by that feet. You know, Elisha was just saying the person he was talking about, they gave a week, gone today. You know, tomorrow ain't promised to you, but look, he had the time to get right in his soul.
Yeah.
Whenever they say time, you don't know, but that means all the time that you may have get right.
Right.
You know. But y'all have to understand that, you know, like I'm saying, you'll find yourself in a position that where you know, if you don't find, you know, like we was in church and you go to the barber shop and you didn't know you had these type of beard requirements and you find out now, you know, should you be punished right then now, or do you now look at it, how do I start my recovery process after this? You know, I found out now, because there's no excuse of the law, even if you did know. Ignorance is not, what it say, the term ignorance is not an excuse of the law.
Right.
That's what the Most High say. He said, it's still law breaking. We have to deal with it according to how law breaking came to you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? How law breaking came to you, we have to deal with it from that perspective so that we don't punish you through ignorance. You know, the death penalty.
Right.
Let's get some more. Because technically, y'all, we was in Sunday church, wasn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If they had a rolled on us then, all us be dead.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday, hell, we'd iron our clothes and lay them on the bed and sleep on the floor so we wouldn't wrinkle them up.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Keep them Florissant.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And them girls be sleeping like this.
Boy, look here. Girls, like how you say they sleeping like this.
Say like this.
Don't want to mess that up.
Elbows on the bed and everything.
Boy, look here.
You on that Romans 7.
We're on to Romans 7, yes, sir. And y'all, then we're going to get into the principles of the matter. It's going to be understood perfectly. Y'all, we got any questions out there too, Bob?
Actually, I had one for my push, but it wasn't pertaining to the matter. I answered it for you. Said,
Okay.
Quick question, Hebrew. Which one of Jacob's wives died while giving birth?
Rachel, his beloved wife. The first one he won. Jasher say she was 57 years old when she died in childbirth.
Benjamin.
To Benjamin,
I thought so.
the baby boy. 57. Let's get some more.
Romans 7 and what?
1. Yes, sir.
Romans chapter 7, verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law.
So this is who he talking about. This conversation ain't for those who don't understand the law. He said, I'm telling to those who know the law, who were those Pharisees and Sadducees who claim they were law men. Let's get some more.
How that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth? For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband.
Then we got a problem if you thinking that there can never be no divorce. This didn't say that. People will run with that and say a woman, if they split up, they got to be separated. She can't never ever get married again as long as he's still alive. That ain't what the law say. Because we got the law in here to say if a man find no favor in his wife and he could put her away in divorce, it say, and she can go be another man's wife. He's still alive, ain't he?
Yes.
And then the law say if that second husband don't find no favor in her, she can't come back to him. You can't remarry her. Then the land is polluted. But that's the law is saying you. This why he's saying those who know the law. Y'all feel me on that? I'm gonna look that up while you keep reading real quick.
Verse 2. 3. My bad. So then if, while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress.
Right.
But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law.
Yeah.
So that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man.
Right.
Wherefore, my brethren, ye also are become dead to the law by the body of Hamashiach, that ye should be married to another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto Yahweh. For when we were in the flesh, the motions of sins, which were by the law, did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held, that we should serve in newness of spirit, and not in the oldness of the letter. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yahweh forbid.
What'd he say?
Is the law sin? Yahweh forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet.
What did the law say?
Thou shalt not covet. But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence, for where without the law sin was dead. I got it, didn't I?
Hold it right there. Hold that verse, y'all, real quick. I just want to get that understanding of this, y'all. So let's go to Deuteronomy 24:1. So, and then we're going to go to Jeremiah 3:1, so we get some good understanding on what we're talking about the dead part. You know, throughout the Bible, if a man don't show up for 7 years, he's considered dead, even though he's alive. And women were granted divorce or whatever the rights was for their children because this individual ain't been seen in 7 years. 7 years is just like bankruptcy or anything else. You're considered dead. That's why most women are allowed to get a divorce if a husband got more than 8 years. I won't see him. What is he going to do? How is he going to take care of anything with 7 cents a day? And you got 10 children. 24:1 Deuteronomy, real quick.
Deuteronomy 24:1.
Yeah.
When a man hath taken a wife.
Hold on, let everybody get that. And y'all, this will clear up the understanding because a lot of people run to this and say there can ever be no remarriage or divorce was not ever in the clause. No, it was never meant to be separated. But when we get into Jeremiah 3:1, there's going to be some questions we have to answer as believers in the Bible that people don't say, your God contradicting himself all the time. No, it ain't that. You just don't understand why things had to be written down.
Right.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 24:1. When a man hath taken a wife.
When a man hath done what?
Taken a wife and married her. And it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes. Because he had found some uncleanness in her.
See, he had to find something. He says some uncleanness. They don't say what it was. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife.
Is that a remarriage?
Yes. Not
after
remarried to
divorce.
him.
Not to him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but she's allowed to be remarried, and he's still alive, ain't he?
Yeah.
Let's read some more.
And if the latter husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife.
Now we're talking about the second husband physically dying.
Right.
Y'all understand? Go ahead, read some more.
Her former husband, the first husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. For that is an abomination before the Most High. And thou shalt not cause thy land to sin, which the Most High thy Elohim giveth thee for an inheritance.
See, so basically what it's saying is, we're not going to play that the grass is greener on the other side, a game that's being played all the time. You understand what I'm saying? She may have just said some unclean stuff. He get rid of her because Earl thinks his grass is much greener. And then Earl passed away, died. You like, damn, he had roots and he had weeds in his lawn. Shit, I thought his lawn was like the back nine.
Right.
Potholes in his life.
Potholes in his lawn. Gopher holes. And then he died and you say, well, hey baby, how you been? No, we ain't playing that.
Right.
It didn't allow that. What you got, Cash? Yeah.
What's the law for like if a wife leaves her husband and the time has exceeded 7 years?
When you say if she just leave, just go out the picture?
Yeah, if she leaves the marriage, or if she initiates the divorce, what's the law?
Well, it all depends again on the uncleanness of the matter. You know, if he's doing something that he's not supposed to. But look, who divorced Hagar? Was it Abraham or Sarah? Sarah said get rid of her. Abraham followed along. He took it to the Lord. He said, she want me to get rid of my wife. He said, do what she tell you to do. Because it was her handmaid. It wasn't Abraham's. You understand what I'm saying? So she still had the power in that sense in the marriage. She said, you got to get rid of her. She said, besides that, her son is trying to kill our son. You know, but that's still my son. But she's mocking me now. You know, so you have to, it's a complete section in the Bible about that. What is she leaving for? You know, he may have some problems. He may be a striker. It may be the third round on VD for her. Should she leave or she stay or get another dose of it? You understand what I'm saying? This is all about what's the issue of why she leaves. She just can't say, I'm just out of here. I just don't like the way he make the bed up.
Everybody leave for a reason.
For a reason. So whatever the reason is, if it's lawful, like Mark 15 say, you know, a woman, if this just ain't what it is, it ain't what it is. 1 Corinthians 7. If she be not pleased to dwell with you,
then
let her go. You're not held in bondage under this. You can't make nobody stay with you because they'll be a slave. And they mentoring, but two can't walk together unless they agree. If you got to chain her up when you go to work. Now, I hate to do this, but I just don't want you on the front porch. I'm going to have to chain you to the bed.
On the front porch.
I'm going to have to chain you to the bed. Eventually, she's going to say, I got to break free of this hold on this individual. What if he done took, and he's summa cum laude in Ike Turnerism? Love to just beat on her just out of the whim. Just, you know, your lips need to be swole up today.
No.
Should she stay? No. See, this is what we're talking about. See, and this is what I'm talking about when the law, the people that understand the law, everything is situational before you can just say, I don't have to adhere to it no more. I don't care what it say. It's guidelines for our behavior. You can't force nobody to stay in a violent situation. You got to get going.
Or somebody dead.
Before somebody die. He said, I call you to peace.
Well, it say till death do you part.
Oh boy, look here.
Well, death and you part. You finna part in death.
Yeah, but
Just saying that those that will say that.
Right. Well, that's what we're saying. People are, and that's how they misquote the Bible, and they give you the letter of the law just like that. It's straightforward. It say what it say. She said she was gonna be. Stay your ass here. Take this whoop and do what I tell you to do.
That's right.
But see, a lot of
See, but you know, you got children and offspring that gonna bring them in. Who want to see their mama getting handled like that? You know, if you got a daughter, does that allow for her new husband to do her like that? She show up, he like, what's that sticking out the back of your dress? A boot? He just keep kicking me.
But there are situations where you have women that just leave on some other, you know, rah-rah, I like this other man or another woman, whatever the case may be. However, this is the reason why we're supposed to have a courtship in a relationship before we settle on marriage. So we get to know who it is, the individuals we dealing with.
Yes, sir.
So you know what they're like in their highest point and their lowest point.
Right.
And you know how the situation goes under certain circumstances. You know what they're going to do under certain circumstances. Right. But if you don't spend time with that individual, getting to know that individual, really understanding who you dealing with.
Like 7 years.
Consciously.
Yes, sir.
Consciously, if it's only motivated by the flesh.
And that's what it is, like.
And that's usually what it is. The relationship is motivated by the flesh, and then later on you want to get involved consciously.
Yeah.
But you didn't put the conscience first. And so the flesh rules over, and when the flesh is no longer acceptable, then they leave. There's a parting of ways.
Yes, sir.
Because no longer am I satisfied with your flesh.
Yeah.
I want another flesh.
Yes, sir.
But if you court according to the mentality, the consciousness of that relationship, you're going to know who you're dealing with under certain circumstances. You know, when it gets heated and hot, we may fall out, but we're going to come together and get an understanding of what it is we need to do. Now, no marriage is perfect.
No.
Right.
It's work. It's hard work.
Yes, it is.
I'm 30 years in. It's hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work.
It's hard work. And it's consistent. It's consistent work.
Yeah.
However, it's beneficial. It's very beneficial, especially when you have offspring. Because then they see how you deal with a relationship, and they learn how to deal with relationships as they grow older. You know, and not just throw in the towel because they're frustrated at the moment. You're not going to be mad all the time. It's going to happen, but you have to learn how to deal through those situations of that anger. Right. So you're not allowing the flesh to be the rulership of that relationship anymore. Now it's a conscious thing. It's a conscious situation to deal with.
Yes, sir.
But anytime your relationship is based on flesh, you guarantee that there's going to be a parting of ways.
And when you start to taste your coffee, you say, this tastes like antifreeze. And then it's a problem at that point. Or you see hitmen being, and who calls and hires a hitman and don't think nobody would tell on him?
Right. I don't know, man, but
hold on, sis. I want to get this Jeremiah, then we'll come right to you because we need to back this up because now this concerning the Most High on the same subject matter. Jeremiah 3:1. Because I want to get the two witnesses in here and then we'll get you, sis. I just want to get two in there. Go ahead. What it say? Jeremiah 3:1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 1. They say.
What they say?
They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
That's what we just read in Deuteronomy 24:1, didn't we? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with with many lovers. Yet return again to me, saith the Most High.
So now the difference in what he's saying is you can't do exactly what Deuteronomy say. He said, but you've played the harlot with many lovers. That don't mean she went and got married again, because what it is it's a married woman playing like she's single. So that's a difference in the deal. He can take her back. But if she is legally divorced, see, nobody has married us. Since the Most High divorced us, no nation has married us. We just playing the harlot with them. Nobody will marry us. Nobody will give us their last name. You understand what I'm saying? America won't even take care of us. We still begging for reparations. When we supposed to get 40 acres and a mule? So we getting harlot treatment from America. We don't get citizenship. We built this nation, but we're being played like the side woman on the side somewhere.
Still ain't got no laws of protection. No laws of protection.
So he can remarry us because nobody has said, I will make a marriage covenant with the house of Israel. They say, no, we just like the way she flirt around. She likes to flirt around. And as we go on down a little bit more, you can see who we was flirting around with. Verse 2 tell us that we played with the Arabian. That's what we do. We just flirt around, on our God, and we married to him. We play the harlot. And see, a married woman can't play the harlot because she's married. A harlot is a single woman that may be having sex and don't have a husband or power of protection. You can't call her a virgin or wife. That's just the title. It can be only one time, y'all. The next term is if she liked that lifestyle and started living that, then she's called a whore. And that's where the sinning comes in at. Because she don't care about marriage anymore. She's saying, I just like to service these guys. You understand? Because now they're tricks. Do that make sense, y'all?
Yeah.
What you got over there, Noah?
Oh yeah, I seen a lot of that,
Well, you've been seeing a lot since you done grow up to be a young man, ain't you, Noah? Go ahead.
I see like females, they dress good.
Yeah.
Be fine. You be like, she got a whole husband. I'm like, why you dressing like this?
Right, absolutely. So that's what we're saying. She may be playing. She liked the way single women dress, and she's married. And that's what it could be. You got to, like Elijah's saying, that's what courting come in at. See, anytime like these camps teach sex is marriage, and then they get so many divorces. That's why their divorce is through the roof. They've been married 15 times and got 16 divorces. How do you have that in the span of your lifetime? You only 40 years old and you got 15 divorces already?
15 marriages and 16 divorces.
Yeah, the other one from the Most High, They technically divorced themselves from him too. You understand what I'm saying?
Sir. Yes,
but
sir.
they keep counting them up, and the only thing they have to say, wicked woman, give me another.
Dragon lady.
Give me another.
Yes, I'll take 2 of those.
Yeah. And be rid of them before week's end. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's why the law made sure you didn't slip and slide on it. And you didn't hold nobody in bondage, because you got Negroes now that play the hold them in divorce game. Even though I gave her a right in a divorce, but then tell her she can't go be with nobody else. You better not go over there. You better not like him.
She gonna reveal secrets.
She better not like him.
Y'all understand? This is how far it's starting to go. Now they want to control the divorce and tell her where she can be or who she can be with. And you wrote that out to her and told her to get going.
Oh, they tell them, they write them a bill of divorce and tell them they can't study the law no more.
Oh, boy,
they can't go back to
that
Bible study. Oh, yeah.
You can't even
They tell them they can't go back to Bible study
no more.
That's wicked.
This is why the Most High, Messiah said, Moses, for the hardness of y'all heart. Y'all was putting them away for anything. He said, but it wasn't like that from the beginning. That wasn't at the beginning. Men hung on as long as they could, but when you can't, you just can't, because it's got to be peace. You can't lay next to nobody and you in your mind say, I wish you died tonight. I hope you cold in the morning.
Whoa.
And then you have survivor's remorse.
Yeah.
I think I went too far on that. Bring her back. Bring her back.
Say I went too far.
Tobacco pipe.
What would you say? Give me that tobacco pipe, man. I got to blow some smoke here. Let's get some more, y'all. Let's get caught up. We got about 45 minutes, y'all. Ooh, LC, what you got? He said he got
The tobacco pipe.
Y'all read that Jeremiah 3 down to verse 8, and y'all understand exactly how Israel played the harlot. They played the single woman and was married. That's all it is, y'all. It's nothing more, nothing less. But we wanted to clear the part that anybody stating that a divorced woman can never remarry as long as the man is alive. And the law in Deuteronomy 24 just said different, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just says she can't remarry him.
Right.
If she go marry somebody else. If she don't
And
get
see,
married,
that's the problem. See, she can't go back to him, and that's
Right.
where the problem
that's
lies.
where the problem lies. What you got, LC? You good?
How do you think they got the keys in the kingdom when you were telling her she can't stay in the script no more than that?
Boy, look here, that's what they do. It's a punishment. Well, it's a beat down and a punishment. I want the rest of your life to be hell from here on out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to see you happy. I may see you, somebody may pull up, you may be somewhere showing pictures, you having a good time. I don't want none of that. I want you to think God hates you. And that's a dirty way to play, ain't it, like
Dirty.
low
But
down
it's
and
gonna
dirty.
come back on them. The recompense gonna be on their head.
Let's get caught up, y'all. Using that Romans 7, did we finish off? Or we stopped where?
At 9.
At 9, that's all we got? Okay. Let's get back to that Romans 7, y'all. We're going to speed this up a bit. We're going to get to these principles of what we're explaining now, so you don't get caught up in the letter of the law and be punished and don't understand what liberty you have under the order of Melchizedek. That don't mean you can break the law. That makes room for it to be adjusted for a bad situation that you may be in. And we're going to give a couple examples like that Proverbs 6 and 20.
Romans 7. We all there?
Go ahead, Elijah.
Let me wait on sis. You ready? Romans 7 and 9. For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived, and I died. And the commandment which was ordained to life, I found to be unto death. For sin, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me. Wherefore the law is holy.
What is the law?
Holy. And the commandment holy. And just. And good.
So is he double talking himself? He like, it punished me, it killed me. Well, it's for correction. Every law in this land is about correction. They don't have to write laws for good behavior. You're automatically rewarded when they look and see he ain't got nothing on his jacket. Run his name again. Run it in his alias. Lil Bobo. Maybe something will come up on that. Nothing's coming up on Lil Bobo either, Captain. But if you're a violator of the law, everything coming up.
Yeah.
His jacket is long as a giant sleeve. You understand what I'm saying? Look, he robbed this, he stole that, he did this, and he did all that when he was in kindergarten.
Right.
He has a long list.
He said he's a lifetime criminal.
Yeah. But when they don't have to say you're a law-abiding citizen when they look, or either you know how to stay out of the line of being caught in a felony. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing on my jacket.
Right.
Go ahead, bro. 10.
11.
No, you.
No,
13.
11. 11. For.
No, you 13.
Oh yeah. Okay. Damn. 13. Was then that which is good made death unto me?
See, that's a question. So he's asking you, so the law that's supposed to be good, it made death. Is it supposed to be death to me? Go ahead.
Y'all forbid.
What y'all do?
Forbid. But sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good. That sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. For we know that the law is spiritual.
What is the law?
Spiritual. But I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I.
And this is Paul saying the same thing. I'm trying to be right, but sometimes I just keep falling down. When I look at the law, I'm like, damn, I did that again.
Right.
Man, you mean to tell me I done did that on the Sabbath again? I try to do right. But the law is right there blocking me from. It ain't blocking you. It said make adjustments in your life.
Right.
Because if you make adjustments, it'll work just perfectly. And if you know the liberty of it, you won't have to have that survivor's remorse and feel like every time I'm always doing wrong. I'm just doing wrong. And that's the way a lot of preachers make people feel, that they're always in the wrong. Right. These camps do to individuals. And they pound them with the law like this. Every time they show up, feast day or something, they got books, they already got the Bible. You see little small say, and they pounding each other out. It's a feast day. This a doctor's appointment. You ain't here to do this. This are those who recovery. It's in the recovery plan. What are you here pounding the law out for and pounding so they lose focus on the feast day itself, and now they tied up into what you just say I'm supposed to be doing.
Or not doing.
Oh, like you hear an individual say, are you sure that lamb is unblemished? You sure it's been checked for 2 weeks? If you're talking about the Messiah, yes. But these Negroes are actually that made you feel bad about doing the Passover because you said, well, wait a minute, I did check that lamb. Lisa, did you make sure that lamb was checked by some priests?
Nigga, did you buy it?
He said, no, I didn't. So that answered that right there, didn't it, Lisa? But y'all, this is what we're talking about that make you feel like you bad. You're trying to keep the Passover in a strange land that it tell you can, so you understand that it's not about the physical lamb. It's the Lamb of God that I have to be perfect with. Before I can do that, that's just dead meat. I'm not so concerned about that dead meat being 100% clean because it technically don't matter. I'm going through a custom and a formation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't like they'll pound you out just like that. I hear y'all had corn too at the Passover. I mean, you like, so, okay. Now, I'm not saying you can't do things that violate the law. Like them guys at the strip club on the Passover. That's where he took them to reward them.
Right.
Or things like that. That's a whole nother subject matter. But they don't believe in Messiah. So to them, that was okay to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
15.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
16.
it.
16.
Okay.
16. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now then, it is no more that I do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
See, and that's when you have that moment that where you say, I should have followed my first mind.
Right.
Ain't nobody telling you that. Your conscience tell you that because the law is within every individual. He said, I made you in the image of me, so you have his laws, statutes, and judgment already inside of you. It's just that your dying flesh will take over on you and beat you down and cause these problems for you. Go ahead. What else to say, Elijah?
For I know, verse 18.
Yeah.
For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
No. Go
For
ahead.
to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not.
You know, and that's what the flesh will do. It won't allow you to have good. It keeps making you, but the spirit in you is the one that keeps saying, I should have followed my first mind, not my flesh.
Yeah.
See, when you read in the book of 2nd Enoch, chapter 30 and 31.
Get that cup on.
Chapter 30 and 31, 2nd Enoch, it tells why Eve was created. How we get into the spiritual form of that. It was created to see would he chase his flesh. See, the Most High created him. And then his wife was taken from his flesh. So let's see who you will worship, who you will give allegiance to. Will you give it to your own flesh? And that's what Adam ended up doing. listening to his flesh versus listening to who created him.
That's right.
So it wasn't like Eve was created to be evil because reproduction had to take place. It had to go forward, but it was just the test right out the gate. Who you love more? Me or your own flesh? And that's why he said that's flesh of your flesh and bone of your bone. It'd be the same thing if we let our children overrun us. The same thing. You didn't have children for them to take over you.
Hell no.
Mama, I done told you. Mama, I done told you, keep that refrigerator closed. Same thing was in there that was in there 5 minutes ago. And close that door. You letting all the cold air out. Hey. Oh, okay. All right, son. Shoot, I'm gonna obey you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What you say, like? Go ahead.
Son won't be breathing.
Right. Go ahead.
Where I'm at now.
19.
I lost my way. 19.
Well, you better put down some breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Some markers.
Yeah,
little dots.
Yeah.
For the good that I do not.
Read that again, like.
For the good that I do not.
But
the evil which I would not, that I do.
Y'all see what Paul is saying? He like, look, I know it's evil, and why do I keep doing that when I can do good? Like people saying you can't keep the law. Just ask them which one. See, for the good I know I can do. Why won't I just do good? And I know I can. Ain't nothing blocking me. But evil, boy.
No problem doing
Boy, look here. I call an Uber for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 20.
Yeah.
Now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
What's lying inside of you?
Sin.
See, and that's transgression law. Y'all cutting out earlier? Okay, good. Absolutely.
You need some help?
Mama, you need some help down?
Y'all help. Help me.
Whatever Emo got to get down there. Yeah.
And don't let Mr. carry that.
Yeah.
He need to.
Mr. in his Jacqueline Lane mode again.
Yeah. Thinking he 21.
Yeah.
Say what say Mr. 22. Don't get it twisted.
He said he had a birthday. Stop it.
Emo, look here. Okay.
Okay, Mama, I'll call you.
On the way about it.
Will you make sure I get this?
All right, Emo. I'll give you a call later, okay? Okay, over there. I'll talk to him. All right.
No, help her get that sample of soup from Thank you, brother.
Where we at?
I think 21.
21.
21 of that Romans 7.
The book of Romans chapter 7 verse 21.
Yes, sir.
I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of Yahweh after the inward man.
Y'all see how he delight after the inward man. But it's that flesh that keep driving you and make you do evil.
Right.
Waiting for the sun to go down. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 23.
Yeah.
But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. O wretched man that I am.
Y'all see here what Paul called himself?
O wretched man that I am. Who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank the Most High through Yahweh Shah Mashiach, our Master. So then, with the mind, I myself serve the law of Yahweh.
What do he do?
Serve the law of Yahweh. But with the flesh, the law of sin.
See, and that's what happens, y'all, because this gets beat. Every time I see that, I turn away from it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to see it. You know, and it's like from what I hear, you know, like people tell me, like, you know, if you go to a motel or something and you pull that drawer open looking for valuables somebody else may have left, and you see the Bible, if you slam that drawer back shut, you with somebody you ain't supposed to be.
Right.
Because that if you open it up and you're with the right person, it don't matter that the Bible's in there. You understand what I'm saying? But if you ain't, you close it back. Why you slam it back shut? I wasn't supposed to say that. Well, I didn't really see it. I think that was just a welcome to the city manual. You try to fool yourself, but you ain't gonna open it back up again.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, Matthew 26 and 41, second witness to what we just read was, it says, pray, watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation.
Yeah.
The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak.
What is the flesh?
Weak.
But it ain't gonna give you no excuse on Judgment Day because you gotta get rid of weak flesh.
That's right.
It said if your eye offend you, do what?
Look it
Look it
up.
out.
So that's a weak part of your flesh. If your toe mess up the electric slide, cut it off. Go ahead, what you got, bro?
Ron Lemon's got a question.
Yeah.
He says, question, was this the thorn in Paul's flesh?
Well, no, the thorn in his side. Well, yeah, technically, it was only in the sense about glory. Because even though he was believing like he was allowed to go into a vision and see some supernatural things. So to keep him from bragging, because his history is he downed the Messiah.
Right.
He beat up on the Messiah. So a thorn was given him every time he say anything other than remembering his past on the road to Damascus. He had to get a reminder. Yeah, let me get it. I ain't gonna say nothing about that no more because people will lose sight on why I was redeemed on the road to Damascus. People will lose sight of that, you know, because now they like, man, the Lord done forgave him. He get to go and look at them visions. He like, no, not like that. You won't, Paul. You won't be able to ever exalt yourself. Right. This is a testimony because I should have put you down for what you did to Stephen. You should be in the dirt.
But
yes, sir.
it's almost like my transformation.
Yeah.
I used to be a bad
Yes, sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
And when guys see me that was in the world,
Yeah.
they said, man, I remember when.
Yeah. When your flesh used to be like this. Yeah.
What about now?
Yeah.
They said, don't tell me nothing about now. It's all about what I
Used to do. Absolutely, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, I can, that scripture kind of relate to me.
And it's good for that. It keeps you humble.
Yeah,
That's right.
To remember that old man so you don't go back down that path.
Exactly.
You know, and also so that nobody don't see you differently and think that if I do what you did, then the Lord will forgive me all my transgression. They may not have repented like you did and say, I'm tired of the way I used to be.
Right.
They may just want a quick fix. Lord, if you just take me through the path, Jeremiah, you don't want to go through that path. You want to know what that path is? It's like, and I hate to use different things, but sometimes people say some things, comedians, because they mostly talking about life. Like the boy, played in About the Benjamins, Mike Epps. He say, everybody talk about their problem. He said, if God told everybody throw your problems down right there, and everybody pick up somebody else's problem. I'm telling you, in an hour, you'll be bringing their problems back.
Right.
You ain't got no real problems till you really understand somebody else got problems they are. And you want I wish I showed a little. You don't know what they going through.
Right.
You ain't got a clue.
It's like I tell some people, I say, man, I used to complain about my shoes until I met a man who had no feet.
Boy, look here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Always something worse.
Always something worse. How you like that boy being nuffster?
Right, no doubt. No doubt.
Same with having no job.
Yeah. Let's get some more, y'all. Where we at? Did we finish that out?
Yeah, I finished that
Let's
one.
speed this up on the principle, principle of Messiah. We got we got about 30 minutes. We get it done. Matthew 5th chapter.
Okay.
And y'all, this is when the Messiah did his sermon on the mount, like Moses on Mount, the Mount Sinai. And he brought forth the same law. The Messiah is just bringing it with the adjustment that the law don't kill the flesh. He's bringing it to a point that where you truly can understand it. That's why this whole chapter is just about in red.
All right, family, we're going to be reading in the book of Matthew, chapter 5. I'm going to start the reading in verse 1.
And y'all, everything the Messiah is saying, he ain't changing the law. He's just allowing for movement within it, so to speak. That you just don't be cut to death real quick by those who exhibit the law on you or try to say, okay, this how it's supposed to be done. Go ahead, what'd he say?
Verse 1.
Yeah.
And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
And that's throughout all of the script. Go ahead.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled.
See, blessed are they that thirst and hunger after righteousness.
That's right.
Not after just a full belly of gluttonous.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
So, and this is a true statement because Acts 13 is say David had a heart like the Messiah. You know, you say how the Messiah never committed adultery and numbered Israel, but he had mercy. He spared Jonathan's son, who was supposed to die with the house of Saul.
Right.
He showed mercy to Abigail. You know, David was a merciful king. He showed mercy, so mercy was returned to him. Go ahead. And because look, he had 3 times he could have killed Saul, didn't he?
Right.
Most High put him in there. He said, "You can get him now. You can get him now." And then the man that did put Saul down, David put him to death. You gonna put your hand on the Lord's anointed?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Yahweh. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yah.
Yes, sir.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
See, now it said falsely. A lot of these people that get talked about say, see, the scripture, y'all blessed, they talking about you. No, it's some more to that. For my name's sake or falsely. Right. They do it. They got to be false for it to be bad talk. They making up lies on you.
Exactly.
So it don't mean that you just can't say nothing about an evil one or someone spitting bad words on the scripture. No, you say if they persecute you and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely. That means they making up stuff about you.
Right.
Then blessed are you. But if it's the truth, ain't no blessings there. No. If you are no good, low down, rotten scoundrel, then that's what it is. They ain't persecuting you.
Right.
It's the truth.
Right.
Ain't no falsehood in it.
No.
Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out, and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
That's right.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Yes, sir.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Uh-huh.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Yes, sir.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
So anytime you're saying the law is nailed to the cross or anything, or that the Messiah changing laws, he said nothing. Until heaven and earth pass, every law stands the way it does. He's saying we're just, under the Melchizedek order, we're bringing it to where you come into peace with the Father and not on his bad list. You know, like a child, that everywhere you go, you have to always account for his badness and let him know. Now, when we get in here, if I have to tell you again about pulling stuff off that shelf, I told you you ain't getting no Captain Crunch. Now, if you put it in the back, see, when you have to do that, that's a problem.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
And he's 16.
And he's 16. Yeah. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Been telling you this all your life. Ain't sunk in yet?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Verse 19.
Yeah.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
So we start off, the Messiah sat down and taught. So if he's teaching law breaking, then he's telling you right there, then I won't even be in the kingdom I'm trying to get y'all to. Because the prophets is there. He said, I ain't going to break rank with them either. Because I wasn't sent here to break rank. I was sent here to show y'all there's no excuse for sin. Literally meaning the fact that once sin go down according to God's commandment, you have to correct yourself and move that out of the way. It's the problem that there's no self-correction, and then you go into what's called a 12-step program, and you mimic what they say. You come in, you ain't had a drink in a year, and you still label yourself that. Hi, I'm Willie Earl, and I'm a drunkard. Hi, Willie Earl, the drunkard, and you ain't had a drink. That means you don't get a chance to forget that. What it makes it feel like, you feel lowly because I can't drink no more. Well, you ought to be glad of that, or what you used to do in your flesh when you drank. You told on people, you said things you wasn't supposed to. You know that ain't your real daddy. Earl, shut up! Shut up! Why would you tell him that? Yeah. Y'all understand?
True, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 20.
Yeah.
For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment.
Yeah.
But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his neighbor, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
See, if you talking about, well, the script say you shouldn't kill, well, do you hate your brother? You in danger of all this. You done killed him spiritually.
Hate him without cause.
You're hating him without a cause. You're technically killing him. You're just doing a slow death to him. And then you quote, thou shalt not kill. You hate your brother? Right. No, you're supposed to hate evil.
That's right.
If your brother's doing evil, then it's legal.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse
well, you
23.
hate the sin, not the person.
Absolutely.
Verse 23. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother has aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. Agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
So all this is saying is be wise in this situation. You in captivity, they running the law. Sometime they're going to ask for your hand to put a handcuff on it. You may just have to give it to them. You may just have to agree, and then when you get to court, because see, it's a court process, it's saying. Right. And say when they deliver you to court and you done fought back and they got you on camera fighting the police and doing different things, you're going to pay the utmost farthing. You're going to get put on papers and all you had to say, well, man, I should have just gave him my arm.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know.
Fight it in court.
And if he put me down for righteousness' sake, blessed am I.
That's right.
That's what the script say. Because you in your adversary's land, you may get a road cop that's mad his woman, the way these white women doing now with these young students. The mayor done had her way with a student and shaming him. Mm-hmm. And he a police. Ain't you the police want to lock me up that your wife messing with a 4th grader?
So you dying.
Go ahead, bro. Where you at? We just read a couple more verses in that.
Verse 26.
Yeah.
Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing.
See, now you need bail money. That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
Yo, it don't make you a punk that when you say, okay, officer, you say I was speed, give me the ticket. Right. Do you need to go further than that?
Right.
No, see, I smell racial profiling. You ugly. Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm good, sis. They're going home with me. Thank you, sis.
He said no.
Thank you so much, sis. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 26.
Yeah.
Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing.
And y'all, and that's what it's talking about, y'all, the uttermost farthing. When you go through that and you say, boy, man, I should have just did that, man. And yeah. I'm like, yeah, man, because I got my house put up now. You know, that's where the uttermost farthing. Now people got to put up bail money for you. You know, about what? You know, we had a situation, this all came about a speeding ticket. And we got chaos around here. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Could have paid that forfeit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 27.
Yeah.
Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
See, because old time, if we went strictly by the letter, through old time, it always had to be 2 witnesses. See, you could be committing that act in your mind, and later on in your sleep in a dream, but 2 witnesses ain't there. So you escape that. So he said, I tell you what, even if you do it in your mind, you already there, because you're going to end up doing it, if not to them, to somebody else. So get your mind right. When that come in there, kick it out of your mind.
Get thee behind me.
Yes, sir. Shalom says, be careful. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 29.
Yeah.
And if thy right eye offend thee,
yes, sir,
pluck it out.
Do what?
Pluck it out. And cast it from thee, for it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off.
Do what?
Cut it off.
If you can't keep touching what you ain't supposed to, cut it off. Maybe that'll help you stop. Go ahead.
And cast it from thee, for it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery.
See, because if you put her away other than fornication, see, that's why Deuteronomy 24 say, if he finds some uncleanness in her, fornication. She likes train activity.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? If you put away other than that, or spiritual fornication, she like Molech and Buddha on the side. Throwing crystals while you at work. You understand? Anything short of that, and you divorce her that, and she go be another, that adultery on you. Because you say, I'm gonna let her go for every cause. You know, look, I just don't know. I'm just not sending you back to school to cook eggs again. It just ain't gonna work. You done burn them up 3 times. Hell, you burned up water yesterday. You got to get the hell out of here.
Burn the water.
Boy, look here.
Shit.
For any cause, like they was putting them away.
Water boil out
Boy, look
before it
here.
burn.
Go ahead, bro.
They make one of the water sandwiches.
Yeah.
Verse 33.
Yeah.
Again, ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Most High thine oath.
Yes.
But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is Yah's throne.
Yes, sir.
Nor by the earth, for it is his footstool. Neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black.
I put this on my mama. How you gonna put death on your mama? You ain't God. For me to believe you, man, I'm telling you, dog, it's like that. I put that on my children. You can't do that. You can't vow no oath to the Most High about your offspring, about if you're right or wrong.
It's crazy.
It's like, man, look, I understand if you don't trust me, but if Thursday come and I have that paper, I'm going to give it back to you. You understand?
Yeah.
That's as far as it should go.
Simple.
Even in court, they tell you to swear. You can say, I affirm. They'll say, okay, that's good enough. What you got to know?
So that mine, so I swear to God.
Oh, look. Boy, that's the favorite. I swear to God and you lying. Got your fingers like this behind your back. I swear for living God. And you try to add words to make it really sound, but swear for the living God that dwelleth on high.
He's just digging deeper
Digging deep.
Right.
Let's hold that, man. I want to get through a couple of these. Y'all read the rest of that out. I want to just get through a couple of these parables. Luke 10, 21 through 37. Good time. Got about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Luke 10, 21. And that's what the Messiah always did. He gave examples to see where your mind said that, will you show some mercy? Because David was supposed to kill Saul. The Lord said, kill him. You got the right. He tried to kill you for no reason. Just because you my anointed, my servant who's gonna take the kingship. You can put him down. David said, no, I won't. Lord, you anointed him king. Mm-hmm. See, that's how the Most High work with us. Not like we giving him instruction. He want to see how you look at life, how you look at your brother. But he gave him the opportunity. He like, no, Lord, I just put him in your hand. Just keep allowing me to dodge the spirits. Right. And keep giving me that hand that plays that music that soothes him and he calms down. Go ahead.
Luke 10 and 21.
You had something too, Bob?
Yeah, KC Fields in the chat had a question. Asked, what about the Hippocratic Oath? Should doctors swear an Hippocratic Oath then?
Well, they're not swearing that to God. You know what I'm saying? And the oath is basically saying, I'm going to use my practice legally. I mean, what does the Hippocratic Oath? See, this is what we're talking about. See, people just get right into an oath and don't know what it means. You know what I'm saying? What does that oath say when they take that oath? They actually say, I vow I will keep and I will do the best with it. It ain't nothing in that vow say, and I'm going to slick the people. And I'm going to put them on medication they ain't supposed to be on. That's what I'm saying. What does that oath say before we say it's good or bad? Or we say, well, that's an oath of hypocrisies. What's his name?
Yeah, I think you said it.
Yeah, that doctor. But then we still have to deal with Sirach.
Socrates.
Yeah, we have to deal with Sirach 38. He said, because I put the physician there.
Right.
I put his skill level there.
Right.
Well, see, and then, you know, because even the police department take an oath.
Yeah.
They swear an oath to their
Protect and
occupation,
serve.
to protect and serve according to the occupation by law, prescribed by law.
Right.
So they're taking an oath that they would uphold the law, you know, their profession under the law in which they're being held under.
Right.
And so it's not to the Most High, but it's to the institution in which that granted them the certification to perform the duties they're working in the capacity they're working in. So police do the same. Do they
keep their oath?
Right.
No, it's a many that don't
keep their oath.
But we're oath breakers too.
Yeah.
Right. Covenant breakers.
That's why we here.
Exactly, because we broke an oath.
Right.
But this is what we talk about. We just want to know it's fine line and if it breaks the law of God, because he said, Romans 13, once again, is only for the evil. If what they're saying in that oath is evil, then they're swearing to a bad oath. But I ain't never seen nowhere where no doctor say, well, I'm going to give you something for that cold, but it's going to kill you. Now, I took an oath for it, so I have to prescribe you cyanide instead of Robitussin.
No, because when they found malpractices, they lose their
Absolutely, bro.
profession.
There wouldn't be no malpractice suits under these circumstances. So, y'all, we're not saying chase everything. What we're saying is before you condemn something, look at what they're saying. I give my word to.
Right.
Or what I've been to school for this. What do I give my word to? And if it's the breaking of God's commandment, then no. Like when the king of Babylon said, when you hear the music, bow down. You're like, no, I can't swear to that oath. You're going to have to put me down. Go ahead.
But there's different oaths when you're talking about sororities, fraternities.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
absolutely.
They take an oath, but it's to a deity.
Absolutely. That's what we're talking about. Like Freemason.
That's a whole different thing. Yeah.
When you get into the instructions, they tell you when you reach the 30th, everything 29 and down, we ain't concerned with what we're doing. We're talking about when you reach this level, 30, 31, 32, you must acknowledge Lucifer as God.
Right.
Do you want to reach these levels? Well, is he God? He's the opposition to God. What will happen if I say yeah? That's to find out later. Now, do you want it or not? We ain't got all day to be waiting on you. Make up your mind.
And see, even in the oath, it's still free will.
It's still free will, even in their oath. And then they tell you in that oath, yeah, but Adonai is still God now. We want you to be clear on that. So we're not saying you worshiping Satan is going to move Revelations out of the way.
Right.
It's still going to happen. But at least you'll get to have fun in this life. And that's what gets them. The fun right now. Look behind door number 2.
The eliteness.
What you got, Tuba?
Oh, I looked up the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
It says the Hippocratic Oath is an oath of ethnic history, historically taken by physicians. It is one of the most widely known of Greek medical texts. In its original form, it requires a new physician to swear by a number of healing gods to uphold specific ethnical standards.
By specific gods?
Yes, sir. That's what
Do they
saying.
have it in
By
there?
a number of healing gods. That's what they say right there.
Do they have it in there? I'm saying, do they tell you, and by this God, that when they do it? Yeah.
I have to go to furthermore on Wikipedia and look it up.
See, this the problem. If that's the case, we can't go back to the doctor. This is what you have to put in your mind at this point. We can never go back to the doctor again. Ever. No doctor. I mean, under no circumstance, if we want to run with the letter of the law, then you can't go back to no other doctor or God.
I can't find all the list of gods yet.
Now, what if the God is that they pledge allegiance to is Yahweh? I'm just asking if it's the Messiah. I'm talking about, they say a number of gods. Do they name them? Do they say like Poseidon, or do they say like Beelzebub, Or do they list the names of the God that you have to agree to swear to? That's what I'm asking. You know, go ahead, what it say?
They do have healing gods, and I did find the names of them. It's 20 of them.
Uh-huh.
And Artemis is in here. Apollo is in here. Some of these names I just can't say, but it's 20 of them.
Uh-huh.
They call them healing gods.
Now, are they on the oath? This is what we're talking about.
Swear by Apollo, the healer by Thecales.
Now, if that's the case, y'all, you got to make a decision right here that the oath that you're going to, when you go to the doctor, you got to say, I can't go to the doctor. I'm going to have to go to somebody else.
And there again is the letter of the law and the spirit of the law.
Right, right. So this the deal. Sirach 38. So we have to find doctors that don't have taken that oath and they in the medical field.
So too, so those healing gods, what they must agree on that list?
Yeah, they probably Greek gods.
Yes.
They are.
Yeah, the Greek deities.
Whatever word is, that's Greek.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So y'all, this the bottom line. If that is what it's saying, if that's what they do, I ain't never had a medical doctor in here. Do we got any doctors in here that took that oath? Do we know any doctors now?
Well, in some social circles,
No, yeah, right. But I'm just saying, y'all, at this point, it's either all or nothing, or if in doubt, do without.
Right.
But I'm saying, if you got something going on with you, who do you go to?
Right.
This what we saying. You got the first when you go in there and your heart stop. Do you say don't call the ambulance? I mean, you know, if you're having a heart attack, what do you do?
Yeah, who do you see?
You're having a baby. Where do you go? Prenatal care. Who do you deal with?
I still go with Sirach 38, bro. He blessed the hands of the
See, and that's where. Let's just read a little bit of that so we can get an understanding of that.
Because see, this is it. Like you say, it's all or nothing.
Right.
Either we gonna trust Elohim or we not.
Yeah.
It's real simple.
Right.
It's real simple instead of all this, you know, well, what about this? What about this? Those are valid points and questions.
Yeah.
However, what has to be more valid is who do you believe in?
Yeah. Let's get
That has
Sirach
to be the
38.
bottom line to it all.
Run that real quick, y'all. Sirach 38. So this will help you with your soul. Or y'all understand now, are we under a curse of the law?
Okay, it said right here, in the 1960s, the Hippocratic Oath was changed to require the utmost respect for human life from its beginning, making it a more secular obligation, not to be taken in the possession of any gods, but before only other people. When the oath was rewritten in 1964 by
So the oath was rewritten. What you saying?
They revised it
to get rid of
the pagan gods.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So did y'all hear that?
Thank you.
Because now
Pastor Nurse, put that up.
there's been a revision of their oath because obviously they found that somebody obviously had a opposition
with that.
Opposition to that, and they presented it. So someone who went into the medical field who probably didn't believe in those pagan gods and deities presented an issue about it.
Yeah.
And they revised it.
So Akron Lemons asked for that, didn't he?
That was Casey Fields.
Casey Fields. So Casey Fields, it was revised, but what we want to do is put your trust in the Most High's writing and understand that because if that was the case, and we know this, none of us would go to the doctor ever.
Right.
If you think they took an oath to another God, and the bottom line is that other God healing, because what Satan ain't gonna never do is heal.
Right.
You know, now that's why we got into the point, do they prescribe medicines that they shouldn't? Well, if you don't come in there and don't know what's wrong with you, they will. But what else they supposed to do? What's wrong with you? I don't know, it just hurt. Well, we'll run some tests and we'll see what's wrong with you. Okay, well, we found the problem. this what you gotta take. Well, I don't want to take that, you know, and it's still your choice.
Right.
They can't force anything on you. They just say, well, you can leave here and die. But you know, one thing we have to be careful of, if you go to them, they will not release you in a death state. They have to treat you before they let you leave out of there. You understand what I'm saying? So by law, they can't turn you away back out there and you saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
You can't come in there with a gunshot wound. They like,
No, you don't come in
they
here.
gotta treat that.
Yeah, no, we gotta treat that. Once you come through our doors, we can't let you back out without at least addressing the issue. But just real quick, Sirach 38, just a couple verses.
Yeah.
So, and you make your decision, but if we find the revised oath, that's what it said in 64, they had to straighten that out.
Right.
Y'all see how they had to straighten that out?
Yes.
Because at this point, all of the healing doctors were Socrates and all of them.
Right.
Or some people
Plato,
call
Socrates.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
Sirach 38.
Also, if you notice that they still hold as the medical symbol Hushatan.
Yeah.
Producers, yeah.
And that's, you know, even though it's biblical, it became more prominent in Greek mythology.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Sirach 38 real quick, y'all.
The book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 38 and 1.
Yes, sir.
Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him. For the Most High hath created him.
Who created him?
The Most High hath created him.
Uh-huh.
For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Most High hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Was not the water made sweet with the wood, and the virtue thereof might be known?
Yeah.
And he hath given men skill.
What he given men?
He hath given men skill, that he might be honored in his marvelous works. With such doth he heal men, and taketh away their pain. Of such doth the apothecary make a confection, and of his works there is no end. And from him is peace over all the earth. My son, in thy sickness be not negligent.
Do what?
Be not negligent. But pray unto the Most High, and he will make thee whole. Leave off from sin, and order thine hands aright, and cleanse thy heart from all wickedness. Give a sweet savor and a memorial of fine flour, and make a fat offering as not being. Then give place to the physician, for the Most High hath created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him. There is a time when in their hands there is good success.
See, there's a time when in their hands there's good success. Go ahead.
Verse 14. For they shall also pray unto the Most High, that he would prosper that which they give for ease and remedy to prolong life.
To do what?
To prolong life. He that sinneth before his maker, let him fall into the hand of the physician.
So we just want it the Most High saying, look, sickness is caused by sinning. Majority of it. When you have to go to the doctor, know why you sick, and when you're healing, a lot of our sick is bad diet, because that's what the physician tell us. You can't, look, that Hippocratic oath tell you, look, you can't eat pork no more. It's driving your blood pressure through the roof. It's killing you. But what do we say?
No.
Now look here. Now I give up them chitlins and that ham hock surprise. But my bacon, I just can't give up. And they actually tell I can't give it up. But this physician is telling you it's going to kill you. You got to give it up.
Right.
But we won't. So y'all, it's a thing that where we can't just get down the oaths in the letter of the law like that. They revised it. If you feel that way about it when you go to the hospital, just ask the doctor, have you taken the oath that I don't like? And they say, yes, I can. Well, I'll leave and go to another hospital. Because most of these physicians out here, or these witch doctors that we have out here, tell you don't believe the Bible, believe me. They ain't took no oath, so do you try them?
Right.
That hate God? and talk against him and say, use my remedies versus what's in the Bible. And we got a whole load of people chasing that. And not once have they said he hates God. They just looking for the quick fix.
Yep.
He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
But by his remedy, $5 million a day.
Look here, boy, look here. I'm telling you, this man is outstanding. He can chew water. Nah, the Messiah can chew no water.
He can chew water.
Let's get this Luke, y'all. We're going to close out.
Oh, man. That nigga can chew water. Boy, he's a bad man.
Boy, look here. Shit, be crunching on water. Sound like a candy apple.
Luke 10 and what, man?
But 10 to 21. And then we're going to leave Luke 18:9. Y'all will close out.
Luke 10, 21.
Shalom out.
Shalom, bro.
Shalom, nephew. In that hour, Yahweh shall rejoice in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father Elohim of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered to me of my Father, and no man knoweth who the Son is, but the Father, and who the Father is, but the Son, and he to whom the Son will reveal him. And he turned him unto his disciples, and said privately, Blessed are the eyes which see the things that ye see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said unto him, What is written in the law? How readest thou? And he answering said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy Elohim with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. And he said unto him, Thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Yahushua, And who is my neighbor?
You see how he playing with him now? Well, who is my neighbor? Go ahead.
Yahushua answering and said, A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead.
Leaving him what?
Half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way.
A priest. Go ahead.
And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him, and bound up his wound, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave it them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, He that showed mercy on him. Then said Yahushua unto him, Go and do thou likewise.
See, and this is what we're talking about. You can go with an individual that claim he's reading scriptures and different things, but leading you down a dark path that's telling you this gonna heal you, and they can't test blood. Life is in the blood.
That's right.
They're the only ones allowed to look at your blood through a microscope and tell you what's going on inside that blood. You can't test blood, and this is the thing about it. Those individuals that are just healers send you to the doctor to get your blood tested, and they say, let me see your results. Okay. You got that? Yeah. So this what I'm going to do for you. This what the doctor say in your blood. I'm going to give you some of this hyssop, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit of this, and I'm gonna give you a little bit, and that should cure, that should fix your problem. And guess what they say when they come back? I feel all better. But they have to say, well, go back to the doctor so they can look at your blood again. And when the doctor look at it again, then say what they say. They say it's a clear bill of health. But you had to use them. Right. You understand what I'm saying? You had to go through that process because you can't test blood.
Right. And see, and if you notice, the little knucklehead that chew water,
yeah,
he telling his people, don't go to the doctor because the doctor gonna tell you something different and from what I'm telling you. So don't go to the doctor because he's gonna prescribe something totally different and gonna say that you're still not healed.
Don't go to the person that has a high success rate in themselves.
Right.
Boy.
That's the charlatan in them. That's the witch doctor in them.
Yeah.
But they don't peep that because all they seeing is big words.
Right.
A cat that looks like them.
Right.
But you're overlooking the mark of the beast in his forehead.
But look, not only that, but like you saying, Elijah, what you're overlooking is you can't test blood.
None.
The life is in the blood. Everything about what's going on in your body is discovered in your blood. If you don't have the equipment to test that and say, we know how much you got in your, we know how much your kidneys putting out, we know how they're functioning, we know everything about that through your blood. Everybody works off of that. Go ahead, bro.
When I went to the hospital and the doctor told me, he said, we know you had a heart attack by the enzymes that's in your blood.
Right.
When I go get a check.
And you like, man, I didn't feel like that. I thought that was gas.
Man, I thought it was acid reflux, but he said you had a heart attack.
Wow.
Y'all always saying is, when in doubt, do it out. If you feel that they can't do you no good and you want to try the herbalist or whatever to work it out through some herbs or different things, by all means, you have all liberty to do that. But like I say, ain't no herbs for a gunshot wound. Ain't no herbs for a stab to the chest.
Ain't no herbs to get rid of an infection in the gums that may get down into your bloodstream
and kill you. See, there's something you still gonna have to live with one side. If you're basing it on, as long as I'm healthy, I ain't gotta worry about it. But if happenstance happen, you in a car accident, somebody run a red light, what are you gonna do? I mean, what you gonna be on the stretcher? Where y'all taking me to Barnes? Call my doctor.
No, you ain't going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Call my herbalist.
Yeah. See, that's what we're talking about. They're not looking at situations that can happen from the unknown. You understand what I'm saying? If a perfect life was like that, yeah, it would be good. But things happen out of the blue.
The Most High know how to make you either depend on him or give up. He'll test you to see who you gonna believe in. He'll find out real quick who you trust in. You gonna go to the doctor or what?
Let's get this last one, y'all. Luke 18:9. Luke 18:9. We're right there. Y'all gonna close on out. And that's a very good question by
that was Casey Field.
Casey Field.
Yeah, it was
a good question, y'all, because it makes you really think. But look, every job you own got oaths. Do you quit working? Every college you done been to got oaths. The Most High say, love me above everything. If you tell somebody, this doctor is as good as God, then we crossing lines like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because when you go under that anesthesia, you may wake up at the resurrection. Yes. As friends we know that have. They didn't have no choice. Either they could have woke up at the resurrection at home in their own bed, or they could have tried to extend their life by a skilled physician. Ben Carson is a skilled physician. He can open your head and operate on your brain.
Yeah.
And stop schizophrenia. Do you want that, or do you want to just be doing and having nervous tick? My mama ate a booger, and I mean just wherever you at, or do you want that fix?
No, I want the fix.
Go ahead, bro.
case he feels in the chair, got another question.
Yeah.
Contracts count as oaths, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
look, when you sign something, you're signing your name. It's a promise.
Yes, that's a contract.
Everything you do, see, this is what I'm saying. Once you start running down that rabbit hole, where does it stop?
Yeah.
Right.
That means now you can't do
Right.
anything.
Right.
Look, even if you self-employed, you still using the heathen's money
Yeah, and
to
you,
transfer money. And I've got my own business.
Right.
But like Ariel said, truly, when you self-employed, every job finished, you unemployed.
yeah.
Till the next one comes.
Yes, sir. And you still paying tax. You still got to pay
And you
Caesar.
still got to pay Caesar.
Yeah, boy, and my company's so small, if I'm sick, we close.
Absolutely, bro.
But Daniel, there's all type of contracts. You have to sign a contract when you buy a new car.
Yeah.
House.
It's a
Yeah.
contract for everything. It's a paper trail.
Where do we cut it off is what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. If it's the letter of the law, you got to examine it and make sure, okay, this ain't going to put me in bad light with the Most High.
Shit, you probably working for, at your job, your boss probably a Satanist.
Yep.
Who probably take blood oaths and rituals and all that. And you signed a contract and they tell you, can you work weekends?
Yeah.
Because you needed that employment and they're gonna pay you what you were looking for. You said, yeah, I'll work weekends. In the back of your mind, I'm gonna try to get them
gonna
weekends
get
off.
them weekends
you
off.
ain't gonna have that job long.
You going,
because
John?
you agreed upon those terms.
Y'all, let's get this Luke 18. Y'all, we're going to close out.
Shalom, brother.
Y'all, this is good. This is good food for thought, y'all, because it makes you think. You can't just look at the high end of it. This goes down to the low end.
Yeah.
You know, you any oath that's made. That's why it says swear not at all. And signing a contract is an oath. I don't care what you put your name on. That's your name and your word. You promise to do something.
Because when you go back on it,
Look,
they put it in front of you and say,
Look.
is that your signature?
You agreed to.
You
You agreed to all this.
look, you work. Look,
Now
guys,
you want to clown me?
Right.
You agreed to this. This your signature.
What about
You
work?
signed it with your hand without a gun being at your head.
No, I'm saying, so everybody that work for Pfizer need to quit.
Oh, shit.
Anybody that work for a pharmaceutical company, anybody work for Walgreens, you got to quit.
Is anybody working for the government?
You got to quit or understand where the law stands on these things. There's always going to be a line you can't cross, and they're going to always present that line that needs to be crossed. The devil don't put you in a situation for a free case. He gonna never put you in a situation for a free case. You ain't never worked weekends without them already informing you that you gonna have to.
Right.
How were you with working weekends and overtime? We haven't had any, but the occasion, what if the occasion come up? Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. You know, then you stuffing your friend is in your pants at the same time. I can do it. Because you need that survival, so to speak. But it's always going to get to a point, like when the Antichrist come, he going to say, look, all bets off the table. You got to call me God now. Then we dealing with a whole different level, y'all. We dealing with a whole different level. Because if that was the case, they would say you can only go to this church, or you can't be an Israelite, you know, and be a doctor. You understand? That would be the oath. You can't be that because, you know, you don't like our gods. So, y'all, when in doubt, do without. If you feel that it's a problem, then quit. Let's hit this last one. We're going to close out. Luke 18:9.
Still me, bro.
Yeah.
Luke chapter 18, verse 9.
Yeah.
And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others.
I'm saved and you ain't.
2 men went up into the temple to pray.
Uh-huh.
The one a Pharisee and the other a publican.
Uh-huh.
The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself. Yah, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, Or even as this publican.
Even as this publican worked for the government, he's a tax collector. That's what a publican was,
Yeah.
a tax collector. Or even as this one collecting taxes right here. Go ahead.
I fast twice in the week.
Uh-huh.
I give tithes of all that I possess.
Uh-huh.
And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, Elohim, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other.
Uh-huh.
For everyone that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. And they brought unto him also infants that would touch him, but when that he would touch them. But when his disciples saw it, they rebuked them. But Yahushua called them unto him and said, Suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of Yahweh. Verily I say unto you, whosoever shall not receive the kingdom of Yahweh as a little child shall in no wise enter therein.
That's it. So y'all, we can hold there. We was going to get into that Sirach 15. Y'all read that whole chapter. Sirach chapter 15 is going to get into this also. And then, if you will, James chapter 2, the whole chapter as well. But I just want to do this last one. There's only one verse. Just hit Proverbs 6:20. Just this last one. So just so you understand what we're speaking of, the letter of the law. This guy shouldn't get no part in. Real quick, Proverbs 6:20, is that the thief?
You say 6:20?
Yeah.
No, that's
Is it 20 and 6?
Keep my commandments.
Is it 20 and 6?
Were you looking for the thief that stole?
Yeah, it would just
The
say
thief that
thief
stole?
sold. Yeah,
that's 20.
sold.
That's
20 and 6.
20 and
Okay. Real quick, y'all, just that one real quick, and we're gonna close on out.
20 and 6 is
Hold on.
it's 21, I think.
Hold on. Y'all know. Is it 6 and? I think it's 6. No, 6 and 30. I'm sorry, y'all. 6 and 30. My bad. 6 and 30.
Oh, don't despise a thief.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm speaking of.
Proverbs 6 and 30.
What it say?
Men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry.
What crime is he committing? Thou shalt not what?
Steal.
But if he's satisfying his soul, you can't despise him or look down on him or look at him as how is written directly in the law. What else do it say?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's read the other part to it. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He should give all the substance of his house.
See, so if he be found, he give all the substance of his house. So it's not letting him get away with stealing. It's just saying to eat to save his life.
Right.
Don't despise. Jacob didn't despise Esau. Esau was eating to save his life. He was hungry and he wanted to stew. You understand what I'm saying? But he despised his own birthright. Jacob didn't despise him and say, get your hungry self away from her. He said, give me your birthright. And he said, what is this birthright to me? See, he despised his own soul. And gobbled the food up. And then crying later about his birthright. You took it from me. You tricked. I didn't trick you.
You never wanted
You let
it.
hunger trick you.
Right. Flesh. He was about feeding the flesh, not the spirit.
So y'all, we have to understand that was a crime, but he didn't get rid of the crime. Wasn't saying it was not a crime if he did it. It says he must repay. He must repay, and that settles the crime. You understand what I'm saying? It's punitive damages versus the death penalty.
Exactly.
Hope that got some understanding, y'all. Yes, sir.
15.
15, yeah, read that all. Yeah, Sirach 15 is going to get into the law concerning these things and how things may have to be adjusted. And Moses had to go to the Lord all the time. Lord, this happening, and the law say this. He say, I'm glad y'all came and asked me about that. I want y'all to be thinkers. But know one thing, the law ain't going nowhere. But if I said there'll be war, then somebody going to have to be killed. I'm glad you asked me that. Self-defense. somebody gonna get killed, ain't they?
Yes, sir.
If a dog is eating your child up alive, do you not kill that animal?
Oh, he dead.
Now look, Junior, I told him don't be playing outside by himself. That dog had to get with him, y'all, because I wasn't gonna kill him.
Shit.
All right.
Then you die. You finna die.
Right. I agree, brother.
Bones popping.
Yes, sir. We just have to make sure when it says thou shalt not kill, we don't go back to the old man way of doing it.
Right.
All right, family, we're going to get this closing prayer, and it is with the Most High's permission, and is in the name of His only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know Him as Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms.
Yes.
In the 28th chapter, it reads, Unto thee will I cry, O Yahweh, my rock. Yes. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. Hear the voice of my supplications, when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands toward thy holy oracle. Draw me not away with the wicked,
Yes, sir.
and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors,
Yes, sir.
but mischief is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds, and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert, because they regard not the works of the Most High, nor the operation of His hands. He shall destroy them, and not build them up. Blessed be the Most High,
Yes.
because He hath heard the voice of my supplications. Yahweh is my strength and my shield.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
My heart trusted in Him, and I am helped. Therefore, my heart greatly rejoiceth, and with my song will I praise Him. The Most High is their strength, and He is the saving strength of His anointed. Save thy people, and bless thine inheritance. Feed them also, and lift them up forever.
Hallelujah! Say that!
Y'all got a chuckle or two, y'all. We greatly appreciate it.
That's what's up.
You off too, bye?
I ain't-
We're gonna be now.
Okay.